The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It's the day after a Jets debacle, and where should the panic meter be if you're a fan of the Jets? Will Parkinson will join us to answer that question and a whole lot more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We have to look at that. Watch the tape. Apparently, I didn't have the guys ready to play. And it's not okay. You still have to fix those problems that you saw on tape.
The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. If you missed our first show, Joe Beningo joined us in his weekly Monday spot, so go and check that out if you have not seen it. Great stuff from Joe. He represents how many of us are feeling after yesterday's debacle. I also have some awesome bonus content on the channel if you are a channel member or if you are a Patreon member. So I got a call today at 12:50 p.m. Eastern time from my boss at ESPN New York saying that Michael Kay, who's on the road with the Yankees right now in Minnesota, was having some connection issues in his hotel room trying to get set up for his radio show. And you might need to, if you're available, Jake, step in and do the show. So I said, okay. So then on 10 minutes notice, set up my equipment here in my apartment to do the radio show, knock out a 2-hour show. On the show, Scott Van Pelt was the scheduled guest that day. So I had SVP on the show while filling in for Michael. Got to interview Scott Van Pelt ahead of Countdown, which is coming up at 5 today. ESPN's got a doubleheader tonight with the 2 Monday night games. So I talked some Jets with SVP, and if you want to watch that full interview, it's already up for channel members, and it's available in audio form for Patreon users. So check that out. Plus, then Michael Kay finally got connected, and I got to do the last 30 minutes of the show with him. So this has been a whirlwind day for me, and I'm glad all of you are here to be a part of our second stream. And let's say hello to a guy who was in the building yesterday, and he told me off air for the first time in his life, he left a Jets game early. Will Parkinson, host of Turn on the Jets, joins us now. Will, how we feeling after what was, and you could attest being there, one of the worst performances we have seen from the Jets during this playoff drought?
Yeah, usually I don't leave my seat until they've grade post game. I started walking down to watching the game as I'm I sit up top. So yeah, man, I'm pretty pissed off. What
pisses you off the most? Because there's so many things, but what is the biggest thing now a day removed from this game that you're the most upset about?
I think I'm most upset of there's still I'll say I'm trying to think of the way I can say this properly. It's not an issue I expected to be fixed overnight. I talked about this on my pod, which shamelessly it'll be dropping in the next couple minutes. So when you guys are done here and done listening to Jake, shamelessly please listen. But I would say, Jake, I've been a part of some really bad teams. I've been a part of really good teams. Been a part of coached on bad teams, coached on good teams. We've seen good teams, and things don't always turn. They don't turn overnight, right? It doesn't work that way. I think what I'm most frustrated with is watching in real time people's bad habits kick in. And so many times over the last 2 regimes, really, I think is where we saw it the most. You could pick end of Rex and some Bulls days, but specifically under Gase and Saleh, a lot of these guys, unfortunately it wears on you. And when things go south, you kind of turtle shell and protect yourself. Right. And it's just, unfortunately, the nature of the business, right? I know we've all seen it. It happens. It felt so good last week of watchable, compatible, respective losses, right? And again, people would say, hey, man, F the moral loss. Dude, I understand. I'm not selling you on moral losses with competitive games. But dude, the Jets played 17 games the way they did last week. At least you're hey, man, We know our needs. This team plays super hard. They're awesome. Like they're so close to being good. You can start to be like, I see it. Yesterday, they all at halftime, I think, turtle shelled back into what they were like under Saleh. And I don't think that'll continue, but it needs to be like a one-time thing. I said it on the pod, Jake, and I don't know if you agree. I was trying to tune in some of your stuff today, but like one time it happens, right? Like new regime, this always happens. The Lions in 2022 or 2021 lost to Eagles 44-6. And you were like, oof, like what's going on here? It happens. First year of Saleh, they lost to the Bills 45-17. If that's what it felt like yesterday. This can happen 2, 3, 4 more times this year. If you tell me one more game the Jets get steamrolled against Baltimore, Buffalo, okay. Depends how it looks, but like fine. This can't be a weekly thing. This can't be dude, things don't go right the first 10 minutes, it's over, right? That's the stuff that can't happen. So I think that was the most frustrating thing where you just saw some really bad habits come out, and it was like really frustrating. Week 2 of Brandon Stevens not chasing after a guy early on. And dude, it was 13-0, Jake. Like it wasn't 30-3. And at that point, it was 13-0. And not for nothing, dude, 2 of the last 3 years, the Jets have been down 13-3 and 14-3 to the Bills and come back and won. So the game wasn't over there. And hey, maybe you trip James Cook up and Josh Allen, like he did 3 years ago, throws a stupid interception. Whoa, momentum back. That wasn't going to happen, obviously. I'm not saying it was. But that's the type of stuff. Andre Sisco, you got embarrassed, man, on a jet sweep. Throwing your helmet and pretending and like getting the trainers out there to look at you and then you jog off and aren't on the injury report is a bad look. It's a bad look. So, yeah, there was just a lot of that. Isaiah Williams gets signed last week. We're all happy about what happened with Gibson, I think, in terms of like showing accountability. You get your shot, man. You've been on a practice squad. You get your shot, active roster. This is your job. There is nobody taking that kick return job. It's yours. And that's the performance you put in. Like, I don't know, man. There was just a lot of like feeling bad for themselves type of stuff yesterday that can happen once. Again, can't happen a second and a third time.
Real quick on Isaiah Williams. I
Yeah.
said this to my friend Jake, who I was watching the game with. It looked like he had ankle weights around him. He couldn't move. There was like no juice at all.
Like me, dude.
Like he looked so slow. And like for me to notice it, and I'm not a scout, I'm not, I didn't play collegiately like you did, Will, but for me on TV to notice how slow the guy looked, it was, it's pretty far down on the list of issues, but 100%, he was not good. To me, Will, the biggest thing I'm alarmed about is the head coach, and it's early, and he's only 2 games in, but I was told by the Aaron Glenn believers that these type of games would not happen, right? We wouldn't see, the Arizona performance last year again. We wouldn't see the second Buffalo game again last year. That this team, even if they don't win, and I didn't pick them to win yesterday, but I believe they would cover. I drank the Kool-Aid. Shame on me for buying back in, right? I should have expected this. I should know better, but no. I thought this team would come out and take advantage of a Bills team that maybe had an emotional letdown without their best defensive player, and I thought the Jets would be able to be in the game. And the fact that they were that outplayed, the fact that it felt like there were no adjustments, like Buffalo knew their game plan and the Jets never ventured off from it. Yeah. I'm concerned, and I'm not saying fire Aaron Glenn or he can't turn it around. He's 2 games in for crying out loud, but this was my fear with last week. So I'm doing the moral victory BS because that's what it is. Yeah. And now it's like, what did you really do? You're 0-2. You should be 1-1, but you're not. And now you're playing for your season on a Sunday with probably your backup quarterback having to start. So give me your breakdown on Glenn and the coaching staff, because I must admit, I am very concerned after what we saw.
Dude, I get it. I've been trying to play peacemaker in a lot of the Badlands Discord and my Twitter mentions and stuff, and I get it. Like, I'm not sitting here to tell you that if people are out on Glenn already, I wouldn't be out on a guy after 2 weeks, especially.
I'm not out on him.
No,
this was supposed to be different.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to feel different. That's why I said, like, hey, man, guys revert back to bad habits this weekend. It sucks. It pisses you off. But, like, dude, unfortunately, breaking habits takes a while, right? And, like, it's not defending them. It's just, look, this could have happened. I think everyone on the schedule kind of was like, when it first came out, can you steal one from Pittsburgh? You probably get steamrolled week 2 and then, like, win one of the next 2 in Florida. They obviously lost against Pittsburgh, so they put more pressure on yesterday, and they'll put more pressure, obviously, this weekend. They have to win one of the 2 in Florida. That's a non-negotiable. You cannot come back 0-4. 1-3, we can have a conversation.
And us sickos are going this week to
Oh, we
Florida.
are. Dude, I'm at the first 13 games. It's whatever. It's awful. I will say this.
Say it again. You're going to the first 13 Jets
The
games
only
this season?
games I'm slated to not go to is as of right now is Jacksonville and Road Buffalo.
Good Lord, bro.
Jamie's with me for 15 to the 17.
Your wife deserves like a gold star.
She's an absolute gem. I guess I will say this with Glenn. I think to me, and I don't know if this is advice from the people that kind of give media training, and I don't know if this is Glenn doing it. The only thing that really, really bothered me was the instant coffee thing. And this is why. It's not that it's a bad saying, Jake.
Because Robert Saleh said it too?
No. Well, first of all, it's a Salehism, so like that's an automatic, don't do that. I would say this, and I think this is where the mistake happens. It's, hey, man, it's really frustrating. Glenn's extremely competitive. You got your teeth kicked in, right? Like it sucks, dude. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you I would have reacted better. But you sleep on it, and it's like, here's my thing, Jake. Did anyone expect instant coffee? That's the thing that I think is what's different. So when Saleh got hired, like initially it kind of felt the same where you're like, hey, man, everyone's aware it's a transition. Everyone's aware like last year sucked and anything's better than last year. And like the first week was like probably 5 games ahead of schedule where like we saw a lot on offense and there was these different things and it was exciting. No one had Super Bowl expectations this year. I'm probably more positive than most. I picked them to win 9 games, which is 2.5 over their over-under. And I'm not like wavering on that yet because it's been 2 weeks and I don't want to sit here and tell you that they can't go win 2 in a row because we've seen the Jets do that in the past. The thing is like people just want to see progress. And again, maybe it wasn't going to be progress from a week ago and Buffalo is the Super Bowl favorites and all that stuff.
Can't look like that though, to your point.
Well, you can't look like that. Exactly. And to me, it's just like, yeah, man, you do have to check the tape. And I get not wanting to speak out of turn and these different things, but I also think like some of these are fair questions. And I do this, I feel like this way with Boone too, and it's very different. But sometimes they are just fair questions and it's okay to just like answer them. Other times, yeah, I get it. It's annoying when you're just like, hey, the organization's really high on Volpe, or the organization likes Michael Clemens, or the organization likes this guy. Dude, I get that. That is probably got to be so frustrating, and it comes with the job, and that's part of it, right? Jake, like, do you want to do ad reads all the time? No, but it's part of the job, and it's how you make money, and that's what you do. But, like,
we'll get back to Will in a second. Good time to remind people we're sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook. Jets and the Bucks on Sunday, Will be there. Jets 6.5-point underdogs going into the game. Now back to the conversation with Will Parkinson. Go ahead, Will.
This guy's a professional. No, look, listen, man, I'm not. I just think Glenn needed to like do a better job there of like, dude, if you don't want to say anything, like, hey, man, I get it. Again, like no one's sitting there pissed off for you, more like any less pissed off than the fan base. Just kind of like, just be like, hey, man, we sucked yesterday. And Glenn did some of this, so it's not fair to be like he didn't do this. But yeah, we sucked yesterday, or we sucked today. It's unacceptable. We need to be better. The effort needs to be better, or maybe don't say effort because that insinuates like you don't ever want to do that. That's usually a huge red flag. But like the Clemens thing I think is frustrating, Jake, because not only has everyone known this has been a problem. He's 5 personal foul or roughing calls in 4 years. He's 7.5 career sacks. So pretty much sack for penalty. Kind of the penalties honestly are probably worse. The issue
his answer today was even worse. I reacted to it live.
That's what I'm saying. So here's the thing with that, right? The video, if you watch the whole video, the back half of the clip's great. He's like, I'm not defending him. It's a stupid play, and it's especially stupid with Clemens. He basically said, like, we know this guy's an idiot. Like, or he plays like an idiot. Jake, what bothers me is that you don't have to caveat it. You don't have to, like, and then Glenn's young, and it's right, second presser post-game after. That's what I'm saying. Like, he'll learn, but you don't even have to do the fluff in the beginning, man. Just be like, yesterday, that penalty was dumb. We don't care. You could have said, like, hey, man, we know the quarterback on the other side is really good at baiting you into calls. Josh is better than anybody in league history at doing it. It's annoying, but it's the truth. And be like, hey, we worked on it all week. I know, Jake, for a fact, it was harped on all week long. And Glenn hinted at it pretty strongly that this was a thing they talked about. We can't have those penalties. We love effort. We want to hit the quarterback. We want to be violent. We want to play strong. Those calls we can't afford.
Yeah, but Will, he then puts him
Easy,
back
right?
out there the
Over.
next drive. And like that,
Yeah.
and I think what really infuriates a lot of fans beyond just the performance aspect of how bad they were, it's the fact that we all knew Xavier Gibson and Michael Clemens did not belong on this team. Week 1, you lost because of Xavier Gibson, and I give credit to Glenn for cutting him, getting rid of him. It was the right move, but still, we're no longer able to give Aaron Glenn credit for doing what should have been done before the year now started. And it doesn't even seem like they're going to do anything with Clemens because their defensive line depth is so bad that he's actually their best option, which is pathetic when you had Clowney out there, Za'Darius Smith out there, and you had cap space, and you didn't bring either in. So that's why Michael Clemens gets to continue to play and play and play.
Could have drafted Ty Robinson and waited around to draft Darian Smith. It's not, again, like, it's not that Glenn's like wrong in a lot of these things. It's just, and again, his thinking, the way he explained it today of like why he punted, it's not even a bad explanation. But I don't know why he couldn't say that yesterday, because then it makes a huge story out of something that you actually could have just said, that's what we decided was best for the team in that situation. And people and say, well, why? That's what we decided is best for the team in that situation. And then it's over, right? Like, just nip it in the butt. Like, these are like things that could be easily nipped in the butt. And like, I think to me, what's weird, Jake, and I don't know if you've gotten a lot of this today, is like, people were mad he was aggressive last week. Then they're mad he's conservative this week. I feel like if he just picks one lane and just rolls with it, you live with it.
That's the criticism, Will, 100%. Yeah. You can't go for it last week, and then a week later, your explanation that you're trying to give for why you're punting when you're down 20-3 is, well, there's 6 minutes left and there's a lot of time left for our offense to get going. Your offense had under 100 yards of total yards going into the fourth quarter. And then what really bothered me was him. He always does this, and I get what he's trying to do, but he doesn't realize what he's saying and how it's coming across. When he references other great teams going through struggles, or let's go back to the summer. People ask him about being a run-first offense. Can it work? And he's like, look at the Eagles. Like, okay, they're the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a world of more talent than you do. Fast forward now to this morning, and he's talking about the instant coffee and, oh, well, the Chiefs are 0-2, and people aren't panicked about them because they have championship pedigree. We're not the Chiefs here in New York. And then when he's talking about,
like, say it first. You don't have to like.
This was the worst one though on that answer that you're alluding to there. When he's specifically talking about the fact, the team we're playing last week, didn't they score 15 points in 4 minutes? You're not the Buffalo Bills. You don't have Josh Allen. You have Justin Fields, who had 27 yards passing. So I understand what he's trying to say, but there's got to be a better way of saying it, because it infuriates fans like me and people who sit there and dedicate their life following this team, because you get a feeling that the coach has no idea what he's talking about.
I know. It's just like, I know he's like, I feel so strongly Glenn's going to be good. I do. And I think there's a lot of learning curves. It's hard. Glenn's in an awful situation, right? He's taking on it's obviously, for some fans, it's 75 years. For me and you, it's like 30 something years of baggage, but it's really the last 15 years of baggage, specifically the last 3, right? Where, 7-4 and have to win 1 or 2 games to get in the playoffs. And you don't do it. And then you get Rodgers, and we know the whole story. So there's a lot of fans that are like, feel really broken. Like, short term, they just got broken, as opposed to like, the long, hey, I've been a fan for 75 years and the whole thing like that. Those fans have every right to be frustrated, but like, they've kind of seen and done it all. They've seen some highs and lows. A lot of fans recently have just seen lows. So Glenn's in a situation where like, fans are quick right now, and it's not fair, but it's the truth. People are like treating this like Glenn's in year 3, because it's just a carryover, it felt like, of the previous regime. That's what I was talking about, where like some organizations right now, Giants, Jets, Browns, Jaguars, Panthers, like, they find ways to lose. Even they play well, they're finding ways to lose. And it takes a while to break that trend. For the Lions, it took about 18 months to break the trend. But you got to see some more progress. Like, if they go out there and show really good performance and they lose 24-21 on Sunday and then they beat Miami, you're like, all right, 3 of the 4 games, I actually really liked where you were at. You probably should be 2-2. You're 1-3. Like, Denver doesn't look great and Dallas doesn't look great. Let's steal one of those, let's steal back-to-back games, or 3-3, just like we wanted to be. Didn't really happen the way we wanted. It can't be you're 1-5 and 3 of the games were bad, and the other 2, it's like we squeaked out a shitty win against the Cowboys because Dak pulled his hamstring. Like, that's not really going to get it done. I think there is a lot of a change, Jake, but I'm telling you, breaking these bad habits of a lot of these guys, and it's not like they're bad guys. It's just stuff happens. Like, you got to break some of these habits, and then you get to the point where things start to roll. Dude, the Bills have won the turnover battle. I think Field Yates tweeted it was 24 straight games. Dude, there were 17 straight years where the Bills were the laughing stock of the NFL. They get every call now. They have a superstar quarterback. They get every roll, every fumble, every interception, every dark arts thing is all happening for them. So it does change, but like, you got to flip the script, and it's got to be, the mold's got to be, by the end of the year, Jake, we have to be talking, and I've said this a million times to you. I mean, like that, but like I've said so many times to you, we have to be leaving the year going, dude, the culture's changed from an aspect of like, these guys actually believe they're going to win on Sundays, and not just say it, but they actually do. I don't feel like after Fields fumbled yesterday, I think everyone was like, oh God, it's over. And like, they like had their body like revert back to like old habits. And that stuff's got to get killed off pretty quickly.
I think that's fair. It's very concerning though, how bad the defense has been, Will, because I know Glenn could say he's not a defensive coach, and that's fine, but Steve Wilkes was one of his hires. He's an experienced DC. This team returned 8 of its 11 starters. Some of the new starters, they invested $36 million in Brandon Stevens. They're the ones who made that move. Don't blame Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh for that. That was their move, and he's been horrendous. Michael Carter, bad. Sherwood, bad. These guys have been paid. Not good. Obviously, Sauce was horrendous yesterday. You got to get more from him when you give him that contract. Like, the defense, I understand it's a new system, and there's going to be growing pains, and there's going to be adjustments. Allowing 30-plus points 2 straight games, and yesterday, they were so much worse than they were the first game. Yesterday, Josh Allen didn't play in the fourth quarter, and they were completely conservative in the third quarter of the game because they knew that the Jets were done. They had no chance, and they had a short week coming up, Buffalo did. Like, to me, beyond just some of the things we outlined, how bad the defense is, that is not good enough, because this defense should be the strength of the team. And no one's saying they got to be the 85 Bears. They cannot be this bad these first 2 weeks. That is an absolute joke with a team with this talent, with how many starters back, has looked the way they have.
It's crazy how the chat's agreeing with me today. It must be a fucking leap year. Look, the defense is extremely weird to me because, and I won't, yesterday's not a great example, but just the first 2 weeks as a whole. I feel like on first and second down, I'm pretty good. Like, they haven't given up a ton of yards, especially through the air. They give up big plays. So I'm not just, let me finish here before the chat's like, what are you talking about? I feel like generally first and second down, I've been like, oh, okay. There's more of like 2022 and 2023. Then third down happens, Jake, and it's been usually like 3rd and 10 plus. It hasn't been 3rd and short. They've actually been pretty good, it feels like. It's been 3rd and like 7, 3rd and 8 plus. It's just like it all falls apart. They almost get home, there's a coverage bust. They almost get home, there's a missed tackle. They almost get home, the quarterback breaks contain. They almost get home, penalty. And again, those things are coachable and they're workable. I don't feel like Wilkes has called a good game on 3rd and 4th down specifically. Man when he probably should be playing zone when he should probably be playing man, blitzing when he shouldn't be, and it's again early, new players, new personnel, but I just guys have to be more disciplined on 3rd down, because if they can do that, there is actually a lot of potential there. Stevens, to me, again, like, wasn't as bad yesterday, but man, like, the effort level's got to be better. Tony Adams wasn't bad actually randomly yesterday, and then ends up getting hurt after he finally was like tackling guys. Malachi Moore was fine. And, it sounds like if Adams can't go, he'll be the starter, and you want to see what he's got. I didn't think Michael Carter was as bad yesterday. The one play he slipped against Elijah Moore. He had the 2 pass breakups and tackled well yesterday. It's just like, you want to see him take the football away, right? He's paid $10 million a year. You want to see him take the football away. Sauce yesterday, like, what are we doing, man? Like, I'm as big a fan of Sauce as anybody. Why are you not throttling your feet and tackling? Josh Allen doesn't see you coming. Why are you, like, not breaking down? Like, are you going to spear him? Like, no, you're not going to do that. So, like, break down, rally to the football, let your guys be able to come and help you out, hold Josh Allen up, tackle him, do whatever you got to do. That was tough. And then the holding call. I think he got called for multiple holds, if I'm not mistaken.
With Trubisky coming into the game,
Yeah,
you can't then get cooked immediately.
Player, but he can't be. That can't be happening. I also saw, Sherwood had 13 tackles. The linebackers have been the biggest weak point outside of safety on this team through 2 weeks. Sherwood is a good player that got paid, probably Pro Bowl level money, right? And that's what happens. Ascending player, team MVP a year ago. He accumulates a lot of stats, and that's fine. He needs to be better. He is a good player. He's better than what he's been. He's reacting very slow. He was spying yesterday and was awful when he had to spy. He was reacting late in coverage. He was overrunning stuff. Like that stuff can't happen. And man, I don't know what Quincy's had two like a bad play in each week that's cost them 7 points.
Yeah, the penalty week 1, the missed tackle on the Cook run. Yep.
He's overrunning stuff. He's like flying around, but he's not even, I don't know. He's kind of like reverted to 2021 Quincy, where it's like he's kind of just running around like chicken with his head cut off. I said this to everybody for 18 months that were like, CJ Mosley's old now. Dude, he controlled everything on this defense, and everyone was in the right spot, specifically those linebackers. They miss him right now. And they just miss him from a communication perspective. The defense is going to get better, but they just
when though? Because if I'm Aaron Glenn, I'm taking more control. Yeah, I mean, but look, Saleh did that after the Bengals debacle in 2022, and guess what? The Jet defense from that point on became a top 3 unit the rest of the way, and they were great in 2023, and we saw what they are. They don't get very many more games like this. Like Steve Wilkes, adjust your scheme, man.
They were in the second quarter of the Bengals game in 22 where Quinnen blew up.
Yep. That's when Saleh started to take a stranglehold of the defense from that point on.
Right. So maybe Glenn this week goes, maybe this is happening. So I don't know. I'll find out. But normally, the coaches are obviously on the headset all the time. Maybe this is one of those things where Glenn's like, you call the play. And which is what Rex used to do and Saleh did, you call the play. And if I don't like it, I'll change it. Not saying you should do that, but maybe that's what has to happen.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, how are they slowing down Baker Mayfield and that offense on Sunday this week unless they make some significant changes and they play a much different brand of defense?
We're playing on grass. Brandon Stevens will have better cleats this time.
Are they going to do cover man coverage the entire game? It's like they showed the same look. You allow Rodgers with his mind to beat you. Allen's going to torch you. Come on.
They're 3rd and 9. We're gonna play cover 1. It's cool, but maybe that's a 3rd and 4 thing. I'd also just stay in nickel permanently. Michael Carter's a better tackler than Kiko and McCrary-Ball are, just face value. He's just a better tackler. He's half the size of them. It doesn't matter. He actually sticks his face in there and tackles, and he can cover. So to me, Kiko can't run, and McCrary-Ball cannot play. He's a great special teams guy. He's awesome. That's why he's on this team, is because he's a emotional guy on special teams, and he is amazing on specials, Jake. There's no question about it. He is awesome. Him playing base downs, their base defense should be nickel. The same way the Bills and the Chiefs and the Eagles and all these teams, their base down is nickel. And the Jets were like that when under Saleh, when they were humming. They were in base 60, 70% of the time. They didn't have Michael Carter last year, so a lot of the year, so they didn't play as much. And then they went back to that 3 linebacker base, and they looked like shit. So it doesn't work with Sherwood and Quincy to play like that. They need to be sideline to sideline guys. And Sherwood's got to get his feet stuck out of the mud, and Quincy's got to slow down a little bit. He's playing at 1,000,000 miles an hour trying to be a superhero. It's not going to work. So play nickel. Stop blitzing quite as much. Send Quincy sometimes. Send Michael Carter. They've had some nice moments where they've blitzed. Pick and choose your spots, man. You're going against Rodgers and Josh Allen. And you can say whatever you want about Rodgers, and I've crushed Rodgers enough. Still intellectually, he's still one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. And Josh Allen's one of the smartest and the most athletic quarterbacks in the league at this point. So, let's slow down. Baker is going to give you a couple. He'll throw it in there. He's going to give you quite a few, right? And he doesn't care. That's part of his
0 turnovers for us through the first 2 games.
Ball, fall on a fumble. They didn't do it again yesterday. James Cook, the ball popped out. No one falls on it. And again, the Clemens thing, I can't emphasize enough how annoying it is that happened. Dude, the first drive of the game on offense was so bad. Fields airmails a bang 8 to Garrett Wilson. That should have been a 30-yard gain. It was obviously an incompletion. They have a horrible 3rd, and I think it was 14. And it's like, dude, we got a break, man. The refs gave us a flag against Josh Allen where, like, Josh had two terrible intentional grounding penalties. But, like, it finally broke our way. We have no business staying in this game. And, like, early on, we actually could get momentum here. I think that they were at the plus 38 or the plus 40. If that's incomplete there, like, I don't know, non-steroid Matt Prater from 57, like, you'll take your chances, right? That's a nice hold there. Keep it at 3-0, kind of woo-saw a little bit. Michael Carter has the break up to Kincaid, like, perfectly covered. They actually did it perfectly well on a third down for the one time, Jake. And then the penalty. And then later in the game, I think it was 10-0, if I'm not mistaken. Tony Adams, same thing. Holding, grabbing, same thing on 3rd and 14. Guys, what are we doing? Calm down. Like, it felt like yesterday, Jake, they were playing a million miles an hour and stuck in the mud all at the same time. They were just like, could not. The guys were playing too fast. Other guys were playing too slow. Chill out. Like, dude, get your bearings and play smart. Do your job. The biggest thing, dude, against Josh, I tweeted about this on Saturday. Rush lanes, got to get pressure from the inside and then make Josh have to bail out. If you keep your rush lanes, you contain him in the pocket, and you have to make them methodically go down the field and hope that Josh gives you one or two. They didn't do any of that. So the rush lanes were bad, and they got no pressure. And even when they did get pressure, I don't know what guys were doing in the back end. So, yeah, it's got to change and kind of let's get back to what we're good at, which is Sauce is really good. Michael Carter should be a really good player. Sherwood and Quincy should be able to run sideline to sideline. Quinn McDonald and Jermaine should be able to get pressure with 4. Let's, like, get back to what they know how to do well and start there. Like, let's put guys back. We thought the offensive side of the football in week 1 specifically, guys were put in positions to do what they do well. Defense is not really, I feel like, been put in position for 4 quarters, either game, to do what they do well. Like, they only gave 250 against Pittsburgh. I know the Gibson thing. Too many big plays, right? Stevenson, Adams were horrible. This feels like, and Juwan Briggs, by the way, someone just pointed out, dude, that might be Moochie's best move. That dude is a legit NFL player under contract for 3 more years. And Phillips has been good. Just, I don't know, man. They got to, like, regroup and be like, what do we do well? What are the things we do well? And let's do those. Let's make people play our game. Buffalo made the Jets play Buffalo's game yesterday.
Let's see what Aaron Glenn's made of, because this is adversity. You're 0-2. No one's going to pick you this week. You might have to start your backup quarterback.
It would actually show me a lot if he corrects things this week, even more than if he would have won last week. To me, like, it's always easy to ride the early high of the season. Buffalo's coming off an emotional game. I think we all would have been like, oh, fun win, but, like, how legit was that? It would show me a lot if it was like, dude, we had a disaster class of a day, and it was the same old Jets. I think, like, it would be cool if
win the next 2. Go win the next 2 and prove a lot of people wrong. Give us a season.
Like, just go win a game you're not supposed to win. Go win one and have everyone be like, rack a little bit. Let's take a deep breath.
That's it, man. Hey, look, that's all this fan base wants. Hit the like button if you're tuned in right now. Will Parkinson's with us for year 5 of his weekly Monday segments after Jet debacles. I was hoping this year there'd be less of those, but we're 2 games in, and we got the classic 30-3. That ends up being 30-10, but anyone who watched the game knows even that is not as close as it actually was. Why don't we try and do something nice for the community? Tomorrow on the show, we have our weekly Asmaniac raffle, which means this is your last show to enter for your chance to win the following raffle prizes. First show tomorrow, we raffle away a signed Justin Fields jersey, a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey, and a signed Sauce Gardner jersey. All memberships are boosted +1. So 1 is 2, 5 is 6, 10 is 11. You get the point. So gift away to be entered, and we'll do a daily raffle prize here. Maybe the only Jet that I think has tried to basically hold up his end of the bargain so far, either this guy or Quinnen. Garrett Wilson jersey, number 5. We raffle that away at the end of the show. Neil won earlier. Who's going to win this afternoon? And
Neil with the cigar?
To win. Neil with a cigar won the G5 jersey. Yep.
What a beast. What a beast.
Love it. Now, speaking of Wilson, JR was at the game. He's in the raffle with this super chat here. Normally it's 5. Today it's 6. Thank you, JR. Wilson was on the bench with Fields saying, quote, "We still have 4 minutes left, bro." In the third, Fields' body language and face was like Zach Wilson, clueless and all the confidence gone. It's scary that our wide receiver has to keep the QB engaged. I don't know what happened to Fields, Will.
Yeah,
I used this this kind of comparison earlier. You know when a starting pitcher doesn't have their best stuff, but they can gut it out and still give you a solid performance?
yesterday.
Well, but that was like the extreme. Like he was so bad, and then he saved the bullpen. But like, you know, like an ace that doesn't have it but could still get you through 6 1/3 and allow 3 runs.
2 starts ago, and it was like you went 7 innings, but like he had
Against Toronto. Yeah. Fields, I don't expect him to give us his A+ game, which is what week 1 was. You can't give us the F- game right away. Like there has to be a B- somewhere in there. You had like franchise quarterbacks aren't always unbelievable every week, but you know what you're getting. The floor is so high, and with Fields, it's 1 week it's here, 1 week it's there. It can't, like nothing better describes the Justin Fields experience than his first 2 games as a Jet. That's what he's been in his career.
Yeah. Nothing can describe the Justin Fields experience better than Kyle's on my show, and he said he does a lot of really fun things. He just never wins any of the games, and I was like, all right, dude. But no, look, the Jets getting the best Fields possible game followed by the worst game of his career is very Jets, if we're being honest. And I hate when people do that, but like it is kind of hilarious.
It is.
It's just like it's classic. No, dude, I agree. I felt like the first drive he misses the throw. It happens. He fumbles, which unfortunately Fields doesn't throw a lot of picks. He does fumble quite a bit because he runs obviously a lot and he kind of runs loose with the football. The fumble, the game was over. I talked about it on the pod. It was really bad field series. Bills looked prepared. Bad defensive series from 2 blown calls on 3rd down by the Jets. Fields fumble, game over. And it just, I don't know. Fields was holding the ball forever yesterday, dude. Like he was not in rhythm at all. He was not seeing it well. I don't know. Like, Joey Bosa had a great game. Joey Bosa, like Fields also had, like I think it was 3.24 time to throw yesterday, seconds. That's really high, man. Like that's like astronomically high.
And there were guys open too. If you watch the
if you watch it, dude, he had Garrett on like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, throw the damn ball, man. Yeah, Isaiah Davis is still running if he hits Isaiah Davis in stride. That 2-minute drill where Fields had the really nice run, to his credit. He's hilarious to watch run, though, by the way. Like, he's so fast and athletic, but, like, him changing directions hilarious. And he gets down there. Glenn calls the timeout right away. I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone could correct me. I'm sure they will. It was like 55 seconds left in the half. I think they had a timeout or 1 timeout remaining, and they only need to go, like, 15 yards. Dude, it would have been 20-6, but, like, again, at least you're sitting there going, all right, this team showed a pulse, got points on the board in the last 2 drives. Maybe they could regroup at halftime. Fields misses Isaiah Davis on a perfectly called play. I mean, dude, he's going to score. He'll run for at least 30 yards. He might score on that play. Tate waits an hour to throw it to him, doesn't throw it to him. Then Mason Taylor, same thing, doesn't hit him. Mason has to catch the ball there, but like horrible throw. And then throws it right away. Membu gets beat early and it's over. And it's like the game was over right there. For like the 5th time, the game was over. So Fields has to be better. I am curious to see what it will look like with Tyrod if he does go. The passing game will look far better. The running game will probably take a hit in some sense because you don't have the same mobility. But in a lot of ways, dude, like Tyrod's going to look a lot. The floor is really high. Tyrod's going to push the ball down the field every time.
Play every Garrett Wilson prop because I've seen the 2 of them at a joint practice against the Commanders, and
it's just it'll be interesting. I'd love to see if Fields is out. I'd love to see them get a 2-week stretch of Tyrod healthy because you probably could win both games. Like Tyrod's good. It's just he doesn't stay healthy. So yeah, man. Like it was just.
I'll tell you what. If Tyrod plays well, I'm playing him against the Dolphins. Yeah. Literally, he's playing as many games in a row as his body will let him, and I'll go back to Fields after that. Like I owe Justin Fields nothing. I want to win games. This core needs to experience winning. You're trying to change the stench that has permeated the building, the stench of losing and failure. Win games. I don't care who the quarterback is. Neither one's the long-term option, in my opinion. I guess Fields is more likely to be possibly the long-term option, but all right, he got hurt. It is what it is. Play the hot. Look, they got to actually do it first, and Tyrod's got to look good. But if we're having a quote-unquote quarterback controversy, I hope we do, because that means Tyrod played well and they're winning games. Yeah,
like, also not for nothing. I said this, Jake, and I know you tweeted about it as well. A lot of people were, like, mad at me. I said, like, the Micah Parsons thing would have been stupid. Micah's amazing. He's probably the 2nd best defensive player in the league. it probably put Green Bay over the hump if Jordan Love could stay healthy to probably win the conference. I'll tell you this, man. I hope Justin works out. He's an awesome kid. He is so easy to root for. He is like a tier 1 human being. He is a perfect Glenn quarterback, not superstar, like the mobility, all that stuff. He's on a great team-friendly deal if he becomes the guy. It's all fair. And he's probably here next year unless he totally blows up this year. Imagine you're sitting there and like yesterday happened and Fields played like that. And you're like, we don't have our next 2 first-round picks. And again, you could tell me about quarterback is this class is not as good and all that stuff. And like, we can have this conversation for the next 9 months or 6 months. It would have been a horrible next 15 weeks if we were doing this show right now and everything that happened yesterday happened and the Jets have Micah Parsons and we're sitting there going, damn, we don't have the quarterback and we don't have either of our first 2 picks or cap space. It would have been like, Jesus, this is a disaster. So the odds are the same that it was going into the year. Fields is probably the bridge guy, and he's probably in the Tyrod role next year, and Tyrod probably moves on, and the Jets draft a guy in the first round. And hopefully Fields reverts back to like the B version of what he was in week 1. Good player, not great, doesn't turn the ball over, offers you something in the run game, gets some guys involved, the defense plays better, and they squeak out between 6 and 9 wins, somewhere in that range, right? That's pretty much where everybody's kind of picked them. Do I think that's likely? Who knows? But I would just – it'll be interesting to see if Tyrod plays, and if Fields plays, is he hesitant? Is the ball out of his hands quicker? And if not, the Jets have to really have a conversation of like, dude, get rid of the football. I'd love to see some screens, Jake, because people are selling out in the box.
Yep.
Or some shotgun, 3-step drop, and just –
Where's Brees? Where's the Brees in the passing game that I was sold on?
I know I didn't have a shot yesterday. Also, who cares? The staff obviously doesn't like Lazard, but enough. Sign someone on the street, dude. I don't care. Like, he almost got Brees killed yesterday. Should have drafted Shador. Okay. The 4-string quarterback on the worst team in the league. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what the Jets should have done.
You ready for some super chats, Will?
I am ready. Some wow.
Henny says, don't worry, we'll win the next 2 on the road. And you'll be at both. Can't wait. Now,
the Jets will probably do that. They will probably beat Dallas. I will be in London, and they will probably lose 65-3, and I want to kill myself on the plane home.
Dude, I've been there. I've seen the Jets lose in London before.
No,
and then I don't think Glenn's going to get fired, though. Last year I went, and Salah never coached again after I saw him in person in London. Mabdu Mdai says Glenn stands need to take their nose off his. All right, thank you for the $2 there. Money well spent. Hennessy says next week Glenn will say he's keeping receipts. Oh no.
The next he's got to go to we had an expansion level roster.
Oh yes,
that was a good one.
Yeah, it's funny. I do weekly radio shows, with Mike Tannenbaum.
Yeah.
And Mike is a big Aaron Glenn guy, and he helped get him hired and all that. And Mike threw a little dig about the AVT injury. He's like, you're not going to hear, Aaron Glenn leaking to reporters that, we would have been so much better if we didn't have AVT. And Mike's like trying to sell me on how things are going to be different. And I'm sorry, when you have a game like that yesterday, Mike Tannenbaum, this is Robert Saleh 2.0. Prove me wrong, Aaron Glenn. Give us a reason to believe things are going to be different. Go win Sunday, bounce back when no one's going to give you a chance outside of this delusional fan base. And let's get a win. And let's start our season. Let's go.
Yeah, that Mike T is my guy. But yeah, that's why I think everyone was frustrated with Glenn's presser today. It was just like, it felt like he was doing a lot of the Salahisms that like, dude, this fan base, the reason people I think are so excited about Glenn is he's experienced it. He knows it and how real this fan base is in a lot of ways. Dude, if you were just like, hey man, I just think everyone would respect today. Like, yo, we sucked ass yesterday. We sucked. We got to break some bad habits in previous regimes. We're working on it. We're going to be better on Sunday. That's it. It would have been fine. I didn't think some of the isms and stuff were necessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Connie Carberg entered the raffle. She became a channel member, the first female scout in NFL history. Should be in the Jets Ring of Honor and in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as I've been saying for years. Thanks for watching the show, Connie. A couple more super chats for you, Will, then we'll let you run.
Yeah.
Team Curry says, I'm fresh out of instant coffee. NNP. Negative. We are a cursed franchise. Neutral. Those saying 6 wins. Were these the 2 games a part of the 6? Probably not. Positive. Still in beginning phase. If you want to be positive, you can be positive, but I'm at a point now where I no longer could just give the Jet organization the benefit of the doubt. We all live and die with this team. We've been through hell, specifically the last couple of years. They hired another first-time head coach with no previous coaching experience from a defensive background. Until I see wins, I understand why every Jet fan, a lot, are skeptical. It has been so bad for so long. Forget the playoff drought, the Super Bowl drought, the division title drought. How about winning more than 7 games for the first time in over a decade? Like it is pathetic how bad the organization's been. So if you want to be encouraged after week 1, I get it. But then you can't follow that up and ruin all the goodwill you built up by basically losing 30-3 after 3 quarters to a team that you should be able to be competitive with at home.
It just would have felt so much better that happens that you already 1-0, and it's like, oh, week 1 lied, but like
you can flush it easy. Yep, you can flush it easy.
Fuck it, we have a win, dude. Oh no. No, look, I think I get it. I just think it's hard, man. I get it. I get the frustration. It's years and years of like it gets built up and it's longer. It's harder and harder to like get people to kind of change their opinion. It has been 2 weeks, and I'm really hopeful that like in a lot of ways it changes in the next couple of weeks. We don't have to have the same exact conversation. You know, it's just I don't want to have this conversation with Glenn. Dude, I think it would genuinely be hard to come back from of like the Jets hire like a franchise legend dude to be their head coach who wants to come back here, like did all the right things. They approached the process the right way, and like it doesn't work. I think it'll work. I'm not moving off my, off that, but it would be tough. That would be tough to handle. Like the Patriots, dude, if Vrabel doesn't work for the Patriots, it's like, man, Mayo and Vrabel didn't work. Like, what are we doing? That would be a tough pill to swallow.
Hennessy says the media can't wait to run Glenn out of town. I don't think that's true.
No. First of all, I don't think that's true. But I will say, this is what's going to happen. Unfortunately, like when you are the way he is with the media, I don't have any problem with it. But a lot of those guys, when you kind of embarrass them during pressers, they're not going to be as positive about you if you lose. That's just the reality, right? Like Saleh got a lot of grace because he spent his entire time here making excuses and sucking up to the media. Glenn hasn't done that. So I think more of the fan base is willing to give him a benefit of the doubt. The media is, dude, if you treat the media bad, like, or not bad, he doesn't treat bad, but like if he's combative, unfortunately people are going to be, combative right back with you. So you got to win and it'll shut people up. They can't talk about you if you win.
AZ's question was about Tyrod. We hit on it earlier.
No, it's not going to be a controversy, but like I don't think Glenn's going to sit there and not play the best guy. Like if Tyrod's playing well, they're going to keep playing Tyrod.
Right, 100%.
And that's what he should do.
Bino, call me crazy, but I'd rather watch AZ learn. Yep, AZ
I don't
Thomas.
care if AZ's not ready. I can tell you that dude will play with his hair on fire. And honestly, like Malachi Moore's going to probably miss some tackles, Jake. He might drop an interception. I don't know. That dude's going to fly around and play with his hair on fire and like give effort. That's what I care about. I want to see 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense and specials playing like their life depends on it. And it's a lot easier to stomach losing if you feel like everybody is 100% like is invested and wants that win as bad as the fan base does. And if you don't, it's hard to make excuses for guys.
C checks in raffle entries. 2 of them here. We're boosting it, so it's actually 3. Is it fair to criticize AG for a bad game, but this is game 2 of a new era, and it comes with growing pains. Plus, his quarterback did him no favors. I was at the game. Guys were wide open. Let's see how we respond. That's all fair, C. And I'll tell you what, let's see how they respond Sunday, because I'm actually more interested now in this game Sunday than I would be if, like, they played a tight game to the Bills and had lost. You know what I mean? Like, they got embarrassed as bad as it could look. Now you're going on the road, home opener for Tampa. Let's see how the Jets respond when they're going to be probably a touchdown underdog.
They're bringing back their jerseys, and they went like whatever 1-15. So it's gonna be a good one. It depends if Worth plays. Is Godwin going to play? Short week for them. Jets are going to be massive underdogs. Let's see. I know it's a big test for them, man. Like it would show. I think a lot of people a lot if they could go down and be like, hey, 2 of the 3 games you looked much improved. We can forget about week 2 if you play well week 3 and week 4.
Robin in the raffle for 3 with this. Wilkes was fired after being in a Super Bowl. Who gets fired after being a DC of a Super Bowl team? Is it possible Shanahan wanted Saleh? but still leaves me wondering.
I don't think that Wilkes and Kyle were a good mix. I would say that. And I also think Kyle choked away another Super Bowl and I think need someone to blame. But yeah, man, Wilkes is going to be under a lot of heat the next couple of weeks. The defense has played badly. The Glenn's a defensive coach by nature. You're like, hey, you could just call the plays. So yeah, I would just say it needs to be better. I would just leave it at that. It needs to be better.
Connor Long checking in. Loved Francesa's rant on Glenn. Not done with Glenn at all, but it's important to realize I got to watch the film is not what fans want to hear from AG.
Yeah, I also, I get it. Yeah, like I said, I get it. He probably did actually want to watch the film, but I get it.
I'd burn the film personally, but yeah,
I would literally, they come in Wednesday, it's over. Like, dude, move on. You can't dwell on it. We've seen Jets teams in the past dwell on it. It can't be. It's over. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. The only thing you can do about it is go win on Sunday.
And now I get to look at Todd Bowles' stupid face next week. Do you think he'll wear his Super Bowl ring? That's from Michael.
He should. That'd be awesome. It wouldn't actually be awesome, but it'd be kind of funny.
We get Todd Bowles tonight, baby. I'll be sitting on my couch. Todd Bowles, as Dan Budick, my good friend would say, his wide hips will be doing their thing on the sideline. And then we'll see Todd Bowles against the Jets Sunday, and you and I will be there. Now, Will, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm hearing rumblings of you making an appearance, you, Fireman Ed, being my special guest at the Jake Asman Jet Fan Club Tampa party Saturday night down at Gasfar's Patio Bar and Grill.
Yeah, man. You never know. I might be there. If people are going,
Oh, people are going. We got plenty of people going. Are you going? That's the question.
Should I ask you a trivia question? I don't want to make any promises, but I will make an effort to be there. I'll say that much.
All right.
I'll leave it up to some surprise. You never know. I'm going to leave you the trivia question. See if the fans get this. We will do something for somebody if they get this right. How many quarterbacks, and can you name the 3 quarterbacks who have won the AFC East since 2001?
Which quarterbacks have won the AFC East? How many
quarterbacks have won the AFC East since 2001, and can you name them?
Okay. Tom Brady.
Yep.
Josh Allen. Let's get the easy ones out of the way. Chad Pennington twice. Are we counting him in that, or
we're
count for 1?
Oh, we're counting him.
So does he count? He counts for 2, or
he counts for 2?
Okay. So that would be that's 4. Then I've named. Then if we count him twice, right?
Yep, that's it. There's literally been 3 total quarterbacks who have won the AFC East.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say because it depends how.
It's not even like a hard one. It's just insane that it's been 3 guys.
Yeah.
In 24 years.
Well, as good as the Rex teams were, they never won the division either year that they were in the championship game, so they had to go on the road.
Chad won it in 2008, obviously, when in MetLife or in the Meadowlands, and then won it with the Jets a couple times. And I saw that this morning, and I was like, that's disgusting.
Well, I mean, the worst stat is the Colts have more AFC East titles than the Jets do. They haven't been in the division since what, 2001?
Yeah, yeah. Jets have more playoff wins than the Cowboys since 1995, but who's counting?
Unreal. Well, great pod. I'm sure that you did. I got the email from Badlands that it's posted, so I'll be listening when I get done with you here. But appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you in Tampa.
Thanks, man. See you in a couple days.
Will Pod checking in. He's going to 13 straight Jets games to start the year. God bless him. I couldn't do it. Now, I will say this. Nick Shine calls me up earlier, and he says, let's go to Miami for the Monday Nighter. I found a cheap flight. We could stay at the Hard Rock for $120. We'll fly out Monday morning. We'll come back Tuesday a.m. And I said, this sounds like a terrible idea. I might be in if they win on Sunday against Tampa. I'm like, I'm not going if they're 0-3. I go, if they win and I get sucked back in, I might do it. But we'll see. If they're 0-3, no chance. They win Sunday, maybe a week later, I'd fly down to Miami for the day. Or it's not even Miami, right? It's, they play like near Fort Lauderdale. Whatever. I don't know. I'm probably not going to go. I've experienced enough pain. Derek, he gifted a membership. He joins our raffle for 2. All memberships are boosted. This is the final show before the raffle tomorrow morning. So you spend $5 to gift the membership to someone in the community. You get 2 chances to win 3 signed Jets jerseys tomorrow on the show. Let's open it up to your calls now. First, let's shout out Jess. Same thing applies for her. Thanks for supporting the show, Jess. And then let me get to this one from Bino here. He's been a channel member for 11 months. He says, losses like last week, at least there was promise. This week was a gut punch. And AGD being defiant with the press, he's got to earn that act with W's. Yeah. When you say I got to watch the tape, no one wants to hear that. He was better today other than his bullshit Michael Clemens defense. But Bino says, Jacob, terrible ideas make great memories. Yeah, I'm good now. I don't need to go. I don't think I got it in me, folks. If this was a couple years ago, I'd probably do it, but not at 0-3. No way. All right. Before we get to your calls, let's talk about a brand new sponsor on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, our latest sponsor is 1V1Me. You got to download this app and see what I'm talking about here, all right? So if you're a sports fan, you know sports is all about competition. If you play video games, you compete when you play video games. Now it's basically combine the two. 1V1Me brings the same type of sports energy to video games. Every single day you could watch and stake on matchups in Madden, NBA 2K, FC, Call of Duty, Search and Destroy, and much more. All the games are streamed live. Every match has refs, and the payouts are instant. And these just aren't random online lobbies. They are the best players in the scene. Pros, streamers, rivals, with season playoffs and championship games on the line. Every game does matter. Over $100 million has already been paid out on the app, and the community is growing fast. So if you're a sports fan, gamer, just someone who loves having a little extra on the line, 1v1me is where you need to be. It's not just about winning. It's about bragging rights, too. Every match has the chat, much like this one, going crazy, and you could back your pick in real time. So download today and use my code Asman, and your first stake on the app is risk-free. That's code Asman for a risk-free first stake. To your calls we go. Gus Buster Umbrella Hotline. And we say hello up first to Raven. Hello, Raven.
I wish I was coming to you under better circumstances, Jake. Let me start by saying that. Now, the Asmaniacs have never seen me be angry and pissed, so we're in for a treat today. So let me set the stage, okay? I hate being hot. Like, if my apartment goes above 68 degrees, I will have a nervous breakdown. And as you know, it was hot as shit yesterday, and MetLife Stadium is basically a metal box. On top of that, I woke up at 9 a.m. with my dad to drive up to MetLife just to see the game. And not only did I witness the Jets shit on the field, I think they like shit out like a parasite or something, just like absolutely horrible. I mean, like, what the fuck was I watching? And I willingly submitted myself to this for like 3 quarters. I'm horrified. I am literally horrified. How are you going to come out so hard, so together, so concise for the freaking Steelers, and you're not going to keep that same energy for a divisional opponent who is talking shit all week? I was just mind blown. I'm still trying to figure out, like, was it the game plan? Were they just not executing? I mean, above all else, no physicality, no discipline, none of that. You could have told me the freaking local football team from my hometown was playing there, and I would have believed you. Actually, I don't even know if I would have believed you, because they probably would have played better, quite frankly. And the biggest thing for me, though, is, again, how do you go from like damn near playing perfect football? And I want to emphasize damn near for week 1, because look, we still lost. We still had that costly fumble. But how are you going to go from that tenacity to looking like a bunch of pussies, quite frankly? And I don't I don't like, casting aspersions or like commenting on like these guys, like as if they're like actual people that I know, calling them names. But I'm just calling it like I see it. I was literally there. They looked like a bunch of deer in headlights pussies. Like they didn't know what they were doing. And I was just sitting there being like, what the fuck is this?
How'd that feel? You got that out of your system?
That felt really good, because, like, let me tell you, whenever the Jets lose, like, I'm just in the most foul mood. And
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Sorry, everybody, but Raven is certainly deserving. I mean, they were horrible. I'm sorry you had to witness that. It's enough. We have been down this path too many times, and I understand it's only 2 games in with a new regime, but when you get that type of performance, it's hard not to think, oh my God, here we go again. And I hope Aaron Glenn could be different, because now he was in it when he dealt with, Fields thinking he was done for the year. They survived that. They got through the AVT injury in week 1, and it's like, wow, okay, now this is the most adversity faced. You're 0-2. Your team looks horrendous. Let's see what you do as you go on the road now for 2 straight. You got to win on Sunday to try and get people to come down.
And that's exactly what it is. It's not even necessarily that they lost. I mean, obviously I would be upset over that, but at the end of the day, the Bills are a Super Bowl contender and they have Josh Allen, reigning MVP, as their quarterback. So all right, that's a really, really hard opponent, but I didn't expect them to lose like that. All right, if you're going to lose, at least lose. And I know this is going to be oxymoronic almost. If you're going to lose with some freaking dignity. Lose because you made a costly fumble, or you made just one more mistake, or you didn't get to make 1 or 2 more plays that the opposing team did. Don't look like that. Come the fuck on, everyone. And if anything, it just made the holes that we have in this roster just so glaring and apparent. If you had a real wide receiver too, you'd have such a better passing game. That's a big thing. And then I just continue to marvel at the secondary. I'm sorry, if you don't want to tackle, go be a kicker or don't play football. And I legitimately mean that, by the way.
I love it. I agree. It's a disgrace.
We're allergic to tackling, like people are allergic to gluten.
I mean, the Jets have been allergic to winning too. That's also been a major problem.
I mean, yeah, but that feels more like some sort of chronic disease that where I don't know, you can't I don't know. You can't go outside when it's too hot. I don't even know. That's more like a chronic disease. This is some sort of major food intolerance that needs to be investigated. I mean, look, I could go on and on. I appreciate the forum to rant, and I guess the only thing we can do at this point is just hope that everything gets better.
Now, Raven, Sunday, 1:00. Where are you going to be sitting down watching the Jets? Because we know you're going to be locked in, baby. You can't get enough. You love it. You need it.
My ass on the couch.
There it is. Of course, that's the problem. We keep coming back for more. That right there is the Jet fan in a nutshell. I mean, great stuff, Raven. That was awesome. Jets Worldwide says, put Rich in the raffle. Rich, you're in the raffle. Courtesy of Snowball. Tristan is up next on the show. What's up, Tristan?
Hey, Jake. How you doing?
I think you spelled your name wrong, but I edited it on the fly for you.
Try it, Dan. Did I spell that wrong like that?
I didn't do that. I just knew your name was Tristan because you've been calling for years.
Oh man, I'm so tired. Man, I just want to say, I went back and I looked at, the Lions' first season with the new coaching regime, and they got blown out sometimes and stuff like that. But the problem is,
we have more talent than they do. This Jets team is more talented than that. Everyone brings up the Lions. I'm tired of hearing about the Lions. With all due respect, it's not the same thing. The Lions had far worse talent. The Jets have way more talent than that original Lions team did. Way more. You can't even compare the rosters.
Right, and that's why I wanted to make that excuse. But then I think about times like when we played Kansas City and we only lost because of the refs. And when we played Philadelphia, we beat them with both of our starting corners out. That's the DNA of this team that you're already bringing in. And for us to see such a regression in the defense from a defensive-minded head coach, either Wilkes is not the answer or he's too old school, because I could send screenshots later of the messages that I was saying when the guest that you had on the panel first, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name right now. I know his name. But, yeah, he's saying he's confused by that linebacker rotation, which I am too. Why do we have these linebackers in when they should only be in there for relief, and our base should be nickel? And then as far as Justin Fields, if his career is destined to be Rex Grossman, where you're one game, you're like, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. This guy could take us to the Super Bowl, which he did. And then the next game, he's the absolute, should be like the third string quarterback on any other team. It's going to be rough, and it's going to be rough to watch. And thankfully, we did not get Micah Parsons because we have two good defensive ends. We don't need them. You know, and then to go back to what you were saying earlier, if Tyrod Taylor does come out and he throws for 250 plus and he's accurate and we're moving the ball, I mean, ride the hot hand through as long as his body can handle it. And that's really we just don't want to be blown out. I do not want to be blown out.
I want to win, man.
Tristan,
I want to win. I don't care if they lose close on Sunday. I'm going there. I want to win. Enough. You can lose close against Buffalo. They blew that. They got their doors blown off. Win the damn game on Sunday. All right, teams do it in the NFL all the time. In the first month, there's always unpredictability early in the year. Can the Jets do it for once? They weren't. This is the first time they're 0-2 since 2021, as bad as they've been. All right, win on Sunday. A close loss does nothing for me. Win the damn game. And if Tyrod plays well, he's the quarterback, period. I could give a flying F about Justin Fields and whether or not he's our guy. He's probably not our guy. And if Tyrod plays well, I will play him until he then gets hurt, and then we'll go back to Fields because that's how this is going to go. What I'm actually concerned about is Tyrod getting hurt on Sunday and Brady Cook having to come in and play games. That's actually what I'm concerned about. Because if you remember, the last time Tyrod got an opportunity to start, it was against the Jets, and guess what happened? Tommy DeVito made his debut in the rain at a game I was at. So I don't know if it's a good thing that I'm going to see Tyrod Taylor in person because maybe I had something to do with him getting hurt because I was there that day too. I also covered Tyrod in Houston and was at the game. Actually, I wasn't at the game. I was on the road in Cleveland when he got hurt with the Texans in week 1 that year. So just win, man. Tyrod could play. He's not a bum. All right. I watched Tyrod Taylor destroy him and Garrett Wilson single-handedly destroy the Washington Commanders defense at a joint practice last summer. He could play. The problem is he can't stay on the field because he gets hurt. But if he plays well, he's starting Monday night. If the Jets win and Tyrod plays well, Tyrod's starting for me on Monday Night Football. Play as much as his body will allow him to play, assuming he's playing well. I hope we have a quarterback controversy. Inject a quarterback controversy into my veins. That means we're winning games. Because if Tyrod's okay or he's good but they lose, you're going to go back to Fields. That's just how it is. He's only keeping the job if he plays well. Fields has no built-up equity with this team. He shouldn't. He was good one game, they lost. He was horrendous yesterday, they lost. It's about winning. So I hope we get to have the should they stick with Tyrod conversation. I hope. I don't think we will, but I hope we do. More calls. Hamburgers next. What's up, Burger?
Hey, what's up, man? I don't know, man. I think me and you see eye to eye on a lot of different issues. Not everything, but, I go back to February where we talked about hiring a head coach and the pitfalls to hiring a first-time head coach and GM. And these are the things that are rearing their heads now. I mean, we don't have a rebuild. We have a team that could possibly win. Not maybe win the Super Bowl, but take us to a winning schedule and make the playoffs. We have the talent, but yet here we are again with coaching issues. I mean, it's like round robin. I didn't like the idea of having a first-time head coach. Not saying that Glenn's not going to work out, but right now I have zero faith in it. Zero at all. I have zero faith in the team. I have zero faith that we're going to turn it around. And why should we? Why should you? Why should anybody in the chat? I mean, it's just it just goes back to like the Jets like to repeat the same thing over and over. Like for me personally, I think we should have picked an experienced coach, that we have a roster, that we have a lot of talent, and would have brought in somebody that knows how to build a team. We're just guessing that Glenn can build a team. That's all we're doing. I mean, what's his name is very hopeful, but you hope in one hand, shit in the other, see what one fills up. I mean, it's where we're at. And like if you go to Florida, you're out of your mind because there's not a chance in hell you can even get to me to a game right now for free. like for free. I don't want to spend money on food and paying for a parking lot. Like I until they go and win a few games, like I'm out. I'm gonna watch, but like I'm out. I don't believe in Aaron Glenn. I don't believe that this team is any good. And maybe we're all wrong. Maybe the talent isn't that good, Jake. Maybe it's really not that good. Maybe we do have a shitty team. We don't know because we do not know how our coaches are, and that's a fact. So we're looking at evaluation from a brand new GM. We're looking at evaluations from our coaches, decisions by our coaches. It's rookie mistakes as a coach. It's rookie mistakes as players. I don't know. I don't think this fan base is ready for a rebuild. Not with the talent that we think.
Did we lose the burger? Well said, Hamburg. I'm with you, man. I feel your pain. I do. I think it's too early to give up on Glenn, but I mean, he wasn't my first choice. I wanted someone, and it wasn't an anti-Aaron Glenn thing. It was, I wanted someone who's been a head coach before. That was my big thing. Glenn might be the guy. I don't know yet. I'm not going to say he can't be. He's a rookie coach. He deserves more than 2 games, but that was alarming yesterday. I don't care how anyone tries to spin it. That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't lose 30-3 through 3 quarters to a team that you've been in the game with the last 3 times you played them in your building. I hope it's a learning thing. Like whatever Glenn did, like did the Jets treat it internally like they had a moral victory? Schematically, we're going to get more into the film with Blewett tomorrow on our second stream. Joe Blewett from Jet X. Schematically, it feels like the game plan was just total shit too. No adjustments, very vanilla, didn't change anything. The Jets went in with the same plan last week, didn't adjust. And it feels like the in-game adjustments, there weren't any. It feels like it was the same cover 1 man defense the whole time. Feels like offensively, I mean, it's tough with the offense because I do think there were some guys open and Fields just sucked. So what do you do? And to the person who said, stop, Jake, Tyrod isn't playing if Fields is healthy, you don't know what you're talking about. If Tyrod looks good and they win, guess what? He's going to keep playing. You owe it to the team. 100% they would stick with Tyrod. If he looks, I'm talking about if he looks really good, not if he's like, Mark Sanchez game managing, handing it off to Breece Hall in 2009 or handing it off to Thomas Jones and Leon Washington in 2009. Like, I'm saying if Tyrod goes out there and looks really good, I think they'd stick with him. If he's so-so, then yeah, it's probably Fields. But that's what I'm saying. C says, I get your point for Tyrod for Monday night, but my pushback would be a huge point of the season to see if we have a quarterback. Could we stop with if we have a quarterback in the future? They know internally whether or not they do. They'll know. And guys, go look at games played for Tyrod Taylor in his career. This is short term if he's the guy. He's not lasting more than 3 or 4 games. He's going to get hurt. I hate to say that, and I hope I'm wrong. I've lived it too many times. So win as many games as possible. We always talk about changing the culture, right? You know what the best way to do that? Win football games. It's not rocket science. We act like it's like, the most complex thing for an NFL team that has sucked to actually be good. You know what you need? 1 good players, 2 good coaching, 3 decent quarterback play. We act like it takes forever. Get it right with who you hire. And the decision makers hopefully make smart decisions. More of your calls right now. Peg and Artie, who we will be seeing in Tampa in a few short days. They're next. Hello, Peg and Artie.
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
How are you guys?
Well, same conundrum, huh?
And the pain never stops.
Very bleak. It was definitely a bleak effort. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, that surprised me more than anything. The lack of effort that they showed. The play calling was terrible. The effort on the defensive end was terrible. Our back end of our defense is awful. It's for everybody except the guy named Sauce. I mean, the linebackers sucked.
Sauce was bad too, though. Sauce had a bad game.
Was atrocious. I don't even know what the fuck he was doing. I mean, they look like drug addicts, like Peter Castro would say.
Hey, Peg and Artie, great call. And when you guys see this in 5 minutes, just know I can't wait to see you in Tampa.
You get the fuck out.
Am I crazy? There was quite the delay there with Peg and Artie. Good call. I'll see you guys in Tampa. All right, more calls here. Let's go international with this one. Australian Jets fan. Hello, AJF.
Go Jets.
Thank you. Jets Johnny is next.
What? That's why he is asexual Jets fan.
Come on,
Sorry, I had to. Anyways, honestly, that made me lose my train of thought, bro. That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. Between the delay.
To be fair, I put you in a bad spot. I literally went, all right, just let me go to the guy next in line here.
You set me up, man. Let's see. What did I have, bro? Listen, I just want to say everybody needs to chill out, right? It was like 2 weeks ago that we were saying how everybody believed in Glenn and how, you know, he sounds good and he's doing the right things and whatnot, right? And also, let's be real. We played the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had all summer to prepare for us. They're one of the best organizations, and the Bills are like the class of the AFC, right? So it sucks getting smacked around like that. Like, as happy as I was last week, even though we lost, right? I could wear my Jets shit. I was proud. I was like, yo, ain't nobody can tell me shit because we did our thing even though we lost, right? I didn't want to put nothing on today, bro. Like, you know, I don't want to be the Jets guy, right? Like, that was embarrassing. Like, everybody put up points yesterday, right? And we just got mollywopped. So, but it's like, it kind of grounds you. It puts you in perspective. It lets you know, hey, listen, like, we gotta, there's a way to go, you know, like, we got a while to go to get where we want to be, right? And so I think what we saw was the Bills came in with a game plan. They knew exactly what we were going to do. We were going to try to establish that outside run again, and they took that shit away. And give credit to the Bills because you can blitz your corners all day, but they still got to get there and make tackles. And they just outplayed us, bro. And that it is what it is. Like, so at the end of the day, you were supposed to lose that game, you know, because Buffalo. So, you know, just take it on the chin, and then I hope we come back next week and we give it to Tampa because it's a week-to-week league, right? Like we saw last week, the offense looked great. This week we look like shit. So, you know, next week, hopefully with Tyrod, we can get the passing game going a little bit. Maybe we'll be a little less predictable.
I think Garrett Wilson, I don't know if they're going to win, but I'm telling you, whatever parlay I'm putting together for FanDuel this week on the show,
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson's yards and anytime touchdown is going to be one of them for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely go on that, but you know that's where Muji, not Muji, this freaking guy Angstran, he kind of lost me because it was like if I'm Buffalo, like my whole thing is to take away your outside run, so you got to be one step ahead, and like he should have came out play actions, boot something. I mean, he tried to do the end around, and that's where you got to give Buffalo credit, right? Because the corner stayed home and he tackled them like a lot of
Well, to
times.
be
Guys
fair
just
to
run.
Angstran, though, and look, the Smith call was terrible because they actually had some momentum on that drive. First play of the game, the first throw by Fields. I mean, that should have been a 30-yard gain to Garrett Wilson. He's got to hit those throws, man. That I was having Zach Wilson PTSD watching Fields try to complete passes yesterday. It was terrible. He was so goddamn bad. And for a guy in his fifth year, that's why he's on his third team in 3 years because he is talented. He can make every throw, but he has games like that, which is mind-boggling.
Facts. Yeah, no, it was disgusting. It was Zach Wilson-esque, which is the worst thing you could ever be as a quarterback. You know, but I mean, I think we didn't expect him to be what he was last week every single week, but you can't be anywhere close to Zach Wilson and expect to be on an NFL team. So he's got to get it together. You know, I don't know if it's like simplifying things for him. I don't know if he seems like he's got happy feet to me. Like he doesn't seem like he knows where he wants to go with the ball and whatnot. So I don't know if that's on him. I don't know if the receivers are running bad routes because, you know, we only got Garrett Wilson out there. Everybody, Lazard, bro, there's two guys I want to immediately cut off this team right now. Brandon Stevens and Lazard. There was a time where they sent a corner blitz and Lazard literally just looked at him and Breece Hall gets lit up in the backfield. I hate that guy with everything on everything. I hate him. I would, if I had the money, I would buy him out. I don't want that guy on this team at all. He's so weak, bro. Like that's like you didn't even try. He didn't even move. Like watch the replay. He didn't even move, bro. I hate him. And then not only that, Brandon Stevens on the James Cook, which you know James Cook, the man, he made it happen. But bro, Brandon Stevens is right there and he's jogging from the 20-yard line to the end zone behind him. It's like, bro, if you like maybe you weren't gonna tackle him. It's James Cook, right? He's busting. But bro, you gotta give effort, man. I've seen offensive linemen chug harder down the field than that, man. Like, come on, bro. That's 2 weeks in a row. And like my thing is, when you don't put in effort, You gotta go, bro. Like, as much as I hate Michael Clemens, his thing is he just doesn't think. But that man, he's got a motor on. He's running. He's going. You know what I mean? That's why he gets these dumb penalties, because he doesn't know when to stop, right? I'll take that over you not giving me no effort, because that means you don't care. And if you don't care, just get off the team, bro. So Lazard and Brandon Stevens, they gotta go, bro. You gotta do something. You can't watch that tape and play next week. So, like, that's really all I got. Like, I think we got to calm down with everything. There's very winnable games. We don't play the Buffalo Bills 17 weeks, right? So like, teams, not every quarterback's Josh Allen, not every quarterback's Aaron Rodgers, right? So we play two of the best quarterbacks we're going to play. Baker Mayfield, all due respect.
Oh, hold on a second.
What's up?
You told me Aaron Rodgers sucks. He's washed.
I know, whoa.
You don't get this. You don't get to do the, we played Aaron Rodgers. You are the biggest Aaron Rodgers derangement syndrome caller I have on this channel, besides you and like Philly Noodles. Please, you don't get to play the Aaron Rodgers card, Jets Johnny. I love you. I'll see you this week, I believe, in Tampa. But hold on a second. You don't get to do we played Aaron Rodgers. Don't give me that. Please. KB with a super chat. Jake, I apologize for I apologize for the exchange earlier. I too am a fan and I'm frustrated, but I feel like the base at large has overreacted a little. That's all. Feels like Glenn isn't being given a chance. KB, I don't know what exchange you're referring to specifically. I've had people yelling at me all day on Twitter and in the chat. So we're all good as far as I'm concerned. And I think Glenn is being given a chance. I think people last week were giving him the ultimate praise. The term moral victory was being thrown around. He got a lot of credit for last week. If they lost a competitive game, people would have been backing him. You can't lose that way and expect the fan base to not be concerned. It's too many years of losing. I understand that it's going to take time. I picked them to win 6 games. So I didn't think they were going to win yesterday. But you know what? It can't look like that. It shouldn't look like that. You can't tell us you're going to be all about discipline, and then Michael Clemens commits one of the stupidest mother effing penalties you could ever see, and then he's out there for the next drive. You can't have it both ways. Mr. Accountability, discipline, and then you do nothing. You can't go for it last week after the missed extra point by Nick Falk and the penalty, and then on 4th and short, we're punting when we're down 20-3, or we're settling for a 51-yard field goal in this game to make a 3-score game, a 3-score game. So, yes, we're all frustrated. I'm not saying fire Glenn, though. Anyone who's saying that, you're a moron. They're not firing the coach 2 games in. But he is being given a chance. The honeymoon's now over, though. Is that fair to say, KB? Like, can we agree that you can't have many more of these? That's the whole point. It can't look like this. This was Saleh. This was Gase. This was Bowles. This was Ulbrich. This was as bad as anything we saw the last several years. And with Glenn, I was told it's going to be different. There won't be any more games that look like the Cardinals game last year, the second Bills game. It's been exactly that yesterday. That was everything I've seen. How many times have we watched that game? And that's why people are alarmed. But he's a rookie coach, which means, in theory, we don't know what he is yet. So he could improve. He could get this team ready to go on Sunday, and they can win. Jet Life will be in Tampa. He says, hopefully I'll get the bump into you, take a picture, chop it up. Let's go Jets. We'll be winning in Tampa. I'm calling it. I hope you're right. Jet Life, if you want to meet me in person, you definitely can. We got 2 awesome Asmaniac events that are planned. We'll be at Gaspar's Patio Bar and Grill Saturday night, 5 till closing time, partying with all the Jet fans. Fireman Ed is going to be there. Will Parkinson is going to be there. It's going to be a blast. And then we have our tailgate before the game that is planned Sunday morning. And the tailgate info is on your screen, everyone. So scan that QR code and buy a tailgate ticket because it's cheaper to do it in advance than day of. So it's $65. I think it's $75 plus taxes if you try to do it day of. So there's the tailgate info. The address is on the flyer, by the way. I don't know where this is because I've never been to Tampa, but the address is on the flyer. It's right next to the stadium. So if you're going to the game, you'll find it. All right. More calls. A lot of you are on hold. I've removed the call-in link for now because we just have too many people and I don't want to do another 7-hour show today. So we'll keep it rolling here and we'll say hello to the great big fella.
He's home, his bell is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road
bellies on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show his bellies on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the jets, super jets. He's a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. That's a big fella.
Yo, nobody had a worse sports weekend than me, bro. Nobody.
Sorry about Tennessee, man.
Nobody. The way we lost that game and then this game, fuck. But anyway,
you're a bigger Jet fan than Tennessee fan, though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was born into Jet, man. So I got green, unfortunately, in my blood. Fields, his bipolar play, bro, is gonna drive us nuts all season. It's insane. How can he go from being like so amazing week 1 to having a 1.1 QBR? 1.1. He threw for 27 yards, bro. You throw that by mistake. Now, as for us having a number 2 wide receiver, we don't have one. Why do we draft Mason Taylor in the second round if we're not going to use him? Can he catch the ball?
Well, yesterday's just an indictment of everything getting away too quick. Like, Fields was so awful. A couple things can be true. They don't have a number 2 wide receiver. Allen Lazard shouldn't be on the team. And also, Fields was so goddamn awful yesterday that you can't properly evaluate, like, what the offense was supposed to be yesterday because their guys running open and he's missing them.
No, exactly. He's throwing the ball high, throwing the ball behind. Garrett's being covered, double teamed. It's crazy. Now, Michael Clemens penalty. If you had a prop bet on if Michael Clemens is going to get a penalty against the Bills, you take that bet
every time.
He's going to get a penalty. Everybody knows this. This stupid bastard. He should be a bodyguard for some YouTuber that I see on freaking TikTok instead of playing in the NFL. It's ridiculous. Now, I want Clowney. We're not going to get Clowney, obviously, because they're holding on to their money for some reason.
No. Clowney signed with the Cowboys. So you're not going to get him because another team paid him, and the Jets were just saying, we're good.
Well, that sucks. Now, Michael Carter. I don't want to hear anybody say, okay, he's the best nickel in the league. He's the best. All he does is fall down. Okay, tight ends are always catching the ball. Okay, all he does is fall down. Now he's getting penalties. I'm done with Michael Carter.
He's a good player. He's obviously had 2 bad games in a row. It's unfortunate. Like, I don't know if it's coaching, if it's the scheme. I mean, it's a little concerning that some of the Saleh guys have been awful now with this new coaching staff coming in. Like, I know people don't want to hear that Robert Saleh was a good head coach. He wasn't. The guy could coach defense, and their scheme got the most out of the guys they had. The problem was everything else, leadership, finding a quarterback, control of everything. Like, that was the problem. But, like, under Robert Saleh, Quincy played at his best. We saw Bryce Huff develop. We saw JFM develop. We saw Michael Carter develop. We saw Jamie Sherwood develop. You go down the line, and all we have for this new regime, the big personnel move they made on defense, is Brandon Stevens, who sucks ass. So that's concerning to me.
And he's made of glass. He's always injured all the time. Now it's a shoulder. Last year it was.
You're talking about Carter.
Yeah, Carter. Yeah. He's made of glass. Now, Brandon Stevens, we paid $36 million for a bag of shit. He is terrible. Listen, during week 1, okay, he's a major reason why we lost that game. He gave up 84 yards and 2 touchdowns, okay? You would think after week 1, okay, hey, I'm going to have to bust my ass during this game, right? He started jogging. You should be so urgent to tackle that guy. You should pull a freaking hamstring. You got to get after James Cook. It's unacceptable. Start A.Z. Thomas. Tony Adams, I'm done with him. He should be in the AFL. Put Malachi Moore in there. He can't be any worse. And second to lastly, Isaiah Williams, he ain't the answer.
No, dude, he is so slow. I can't believe what I was watching. I was like, this is the best they could do at kickoff.
I mean,
put Arian Smith back there. At least he's fast.
Yeah, Arian Smith, Isaiah
Davis was better when they gave Isaiah Davis was a lot better than Isaiah Williams.
100%. I saw that. I was like, this is who we, gave a roster spot to. That's insanity. Now, that being said, I'll see everybody in Tampa.
Yeah, baby. Big fella. I can't wait, man. We're going to have a blast.
All right. Have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
One more thing.
Yes.
I saw yesterday on Twitter, Bills Mafia was telling you to be a Bills fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bills fans. Right here.
Yeah, someone tweeted me yesterday, like a condescending, like, we'll give you an opportunity to be a Bills fan and root for Josh Allen the rest of his career or whatever over the New Jersey Jets. Ha, ha, ha. I wrote back, I will never be an Orchard Park Bills fan. I mean, that's what we're going to try and do. The New Jersey Jet thing is laughable from them. I love when Buffalo fans try to claim, we're the only New York team. Buffalo, respectfully to anyone who lives there, and Buffalo Jet fan and all that. Buffalo, my brother went to school there, is a dump. All right? Respectfully, of course. Give me a break. You're 8 hours from New York City. You're not New York's team. You're Canada's team, if anything. If we're the New Jersey Jets, then you're the Orchard Park Bills. That's fine. Party with Peg and Artie. KB take greater than our internet today. Appreciate it, Peg and Artie. See you guys soon. Eli says, get Arian Smith more targets this week. Amen, Eli. Boosted. This is 3. This is the last show before the raffle tomorrow, folks. We got the 3 signed items. So keep in mind, if you just tuned in late and you still want a chance to win the Field signed jersey, the Jermaine signed jersey, or the Sauce signed jersey, we'll give it out on the show tomorrow. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with Jetaholic. Hello, Jetaholic.
Hey, Jake. Man, but really though, like all the Bills, like the Bills fans, like you said with Buffalo, that's all they have is the Bills. I feel like that's why they're so crazy.
I mean, Jet fans are crazy too, and we don't have our own stadium, and we've had this long playoff drought. I mean, Bills fans they're nuts, but they're like, I don't know. I had the worst experience when I was there, so I don't want to say it's all Bills fans, but it's certainly certainly a lot of them could be a-holes.
Exactly. The Jets fans are like a good crazy. We're not assholes. Like I said this in one of my group chats the other day, and like, you ever notice how it always seems like the asshole fans are the teams that are good? It's like, us Jets fans are great to everybody. No one has an issue with us when they come to our stadium. And, we got to deal with this crap year in and year out. And then you got other fans of teams like the Eagles, for perfect example, or the Bills that are just complete a-holes to everybody. And they get to watch their teams succeed every year. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, the only thing with Buffalo is they had a 17-year playoff drought, and then they got Josh Allen, and, the rest is history.
But as far as Glenn,
actually, they ended it with Tyrod and McDermott. Then McDermott and Bean made the move to trade up for Josh Allen. The rest is history from there.
That's true. Why can't that be us? Why can't we replicate that?
That to me was the dream scenario for this year, right? Whether it's Fields or Tyrod, they end the playoff drought. Even if they still determined that we've only can go so far with them. Great, here we go. We'll go from there.
Yeah, and I like Fields, but I'm to the point where after that performance, I don't know how you go from looking like Jalen Hurts light week 1 to Tim Tebow the next week. That was a Tim Tebow stat line, let's be real. And then as far as Glenn, we can't give up on him already. But yesterday was same old Jets, and that's why a lot of us, including yourself, we wanted an experienced head coach or an offensive mind, because too many times we've been down this road of first-time head coach, defensive coordinator, and it just never changes. Everything looks the same. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just it never ends. It's hard to buy into anything with this team because you know how it's going to end. And I hate to sound like that in week 2, but I was already looking up mock drafts yesterday. I'm like, what am I doing? It's week 2. Our season's going to be over before October.
Well, that's what Glenn's up against, right? Because we're all like, here we go again. Prove that it's not. Here we go again. Prove that it's only 2 games for a new coaching staff, and the best is yet to come. Prove that.
Yeah.
That's because I can't tell you you're wrong for feeling that way. I have the same thought. I've watched this exact game how many times? So it's show us something different on Sunday. I hope to God they do. I don't think they will, but I hope I'm wrong. I was hoping they weren't going to lose to the Bills yesterday. Didn't think they were going to win, but I certainly was blown away with how poor they played. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, me either. I didn't think they were going to win, but I did not expect them to. I mean, like you said earlier, they basically lost 30-3. That was a garbage time touchdown. That was your typical
It should have
same
been
old
more.
Jets performance.
The Bills took it easy on them in the second half. Josh Allen got pulled with 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and you hear Jim Nantz being like, "Oh, it's garbage time now." There's 11 minutes left, Jim. Garbage time. There's an entire quarter of football left.
Yeah, it was just embarrassing. Then you have Josh Allen basically laughing at us during the game. Like, I hate getting embarrassed like that. I know the Bills are nasty and they're legit contenders, but you should not be getting embarrassed like that on your home turf in a division game where you normally play the Bills well. Like, that's just unacceptable. And then the whole Wilkes thing, I don't know. I feel like it's going to keep spiraling unless Glenn can fix it quick, because that defense does not look good.
No, and they look like that. They look like a defense that needs its head coach to rely on his defensive acumen and fix it. Just like Saleh did after the Bengals game in 2022. So 100% good call, Jetta Hawk. You always bring the passion. I love it. Name checks out. Ralphie rocks in the raffle for 6. We're boosting all memberships. And Ralphie says, as we get over yesterday's gamesmanship and prepare for the Asmaniacs takeover of Tampa, what are the odds next Sunday 1-4 will be the worst part of the weekend? Excited to see everyone there. Unfortunately, Ralphie, based on prior road trip experience with these things, likely. I hate to say it. I hope to God I'm wrong. If you want some positivity, the last Asmaniac event that featured a game, the Jets did win. It was the Halloween game last year at home. It wasn't on the road. They lost a London game that I went to and did an event. Dallas, I didn't do an event, but I did go to that game and met up with some Asmaniacs there. Vegas, they lost. Sat next to Mr. Bonesy for that hellhole of a performance by Zach Wilson and company. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. It's not great. But if they win, oh my God, is it going to be amazing? Because there's so many Jet fans that are going to be at this game. So we'll see. We shall see. More calls right now. Big Islanders fan is on the line. Hello, Big Islanders fan.
Hey, Jake. How are you today?
Ready for hockey season already after 2 days.
Yeah, well, listen, the football season's almost over. But if he doesn't get this thing straightened out quick, this thing is going to blow up because the tough guy routine only goes so far in the NFL. And it kind of felt like the whole defense just gave up yesterday. And I don't know what direction this is going to go in, but we need a win desperately this weekend. If we don't get a win, things are going to get ugly fast, because I could see the team tuning this guy out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've quit on him just yet, right? I don't think we're there yet, and I think even if they lost, it's too early for that. But once again, when you talk the tough talk and you're talking about changing things, if you don't see any results, I think it's human nature for these guys to be like, wait a second, like, why are we doing tackling and training camp? I thought we were going to – I thought these sacrifices and stuff we were doing was going to help us win, and we're just as bad as we've been with Saleh. Like, what's the difference? So that's what Glenn's up against if they don't start winning games.
Absolutely. I got to tell you a funny story. My cable went out yesterday, so now I got to run to the store and buy one of those antennas. So I had to run around. I put the game on. I actually got it on, drew the antenna, and to put that on and go through all this trouble, I was like, what did I just do? I should have just not watched it. It would have been better off.
Anyone who didn't watch that game, you were spared, the just agitation and just every negative emotion you could experience. I mean, it was brutal.
And by halftime, I was watching the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't watch this anymore. But hopefully we pick up this week. It couldn't get any worse than last week, I guess.
No, I mean, I do think it will be a better game this week if you want to be positive about that. It's hard to be worse. I mean, if it's somehow worse this week, I'm not going to personally say fire Glenn, but there's going to be people who do. And can you blame them? Like, I'm sorry. Like, if they somehow follow up that with an even worse performance somehow, there's no way. I'm not even going to put it out there in the universe. How about our guy, the big fella, giving us the biggest contribution of the entire day, baby? He just sent in a $50 super chat.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
I forgot to mention that after Tony Adams' penalty causing me to throw my remote across the room and my daughter kicking me out of the room, I listened to the Jets broadcast on radio, and Bob Wischusen is the best. Nance and Romo are unlistenable. So a couple things here. One, thank you, big fella, as always. Looking forward to seeing you in Tampa. First round of drinks certainly on me. As far as the Tony Adams penalty, disgraceful. The penalty that really annoyed me the most, besides the Clemens one, though, the Sauce hold on top of just the Mitch Trubisky to Josh Palmer completion really bothered me. That really annoyed me. And I'm a Sauce guy. He was bad yesterday. I need more from Sauce now. I need more from Sauce Gardner after we made you the highest paid corner in the league. He was great week one. And it wasn't quite like Fields going from as good as he was to how bad he was, but like, I need more from Sauce. I do. Need more from Gardner. And you need more from him this week. Sauce, if I'm Glenn, I'm challenging Sauce to be the best player on the defense this week because they want any chance of beating the Bucs. They need him to basically shut down Mike Evans. As far as your point on Bob Wischusen, he's the man. Good friend of the show. Always have him on radio too. Bob is so good. It's a shame because we're robbed of some of these great calls that Bob could be calling if the Jets didn't suck. He's such a good announcer, whether he's doing college football or he's doing NHL for ESPN. He is such a good play-by-play broadcaster, man. And we very rarely get great Jet calls from him because the Jets don't win enough games. As far as Nance and Romo, I mean, I'm not gonna share my full thoughts on this, but I'll say this. I think Ian Eagle and J.J. Watt are the best team that CBS has. I think Ian's amazing, and I think J.J. Watt is really good for someone who's just starting. I thought J.J. was great with Ian in the Jets-Eagles preseason game that I spent the Friday night in Las Vegas watching because I'm nuts. And then I thought they were great week one, too. FPP has gifted a membership. He's in the raffle for one. Plus one, excuse me. So you're in for two, FPP. Thank you. All right. Home stretch here. Adam is next. Hello, Adam.
Hey, so I wasn't able to watch the game outside of the red zone clips, unfortunately. How did the O-line look? Because we haven't talked about the O-line yet. We've talked about pretty much everything else.
How the Jets O-line looked?
Yeah, Jets O-line look.
I mean, I thought Fields had time. I don't think the pass rush was a problem. And I also think that, the running lane wise, I thought some of the play calling was predictable and the Bills knew what was coming. So I don't think the O-line was a problem. I'm not going to sit here and say they played great because I'm sure they probably didn't, but I don't think they were a huge issue.
Okay, that's good. That's a good sign, actually, because if it was just Fields getting in his own head and doing that, then I think we might be able to see a completely different style offense with Tyrod.
He had time, man. Go watch the All-22. You'll see. We'll do it tomorrow with Joe Blewett. He had open guys. The pockets were there.
I saw the 22 pressure, so I wasn't really sure because I didn't see the game. So that's all right. I'm looking forward to seeing. Honestly, I think I would have benched Fields for this game anyway, even if he was healthy. Like, he played like crap. You talk about accountability. QBs, also got to be held accountable. That was unacceptable performance from him. So I hope Tyrod, has a really flashy game with a lot more passing than we're seeing. It's going to be a different looking offense. But if the O-line is good, that might be something that could help kind of spark things. And so when I'm looking at, how do we get out of this rut? I think we got to look quarter by quarter. Let's have a good first quarter against Tampa. If we could hold our own, keep the momentum going, because it starts with every drive, every quarter, every half, every game. That's the only way we can get out of it.
Yeah, look, let's see what they do with Tyrod. I do think if they protect him, Tyrod is proven to be a competent quarterback. I think Garrett Wilson has a big game Sunday. I'll call it now. I've seen them in training camp. And the one thing with Tyrod, he stands in there and he'll hold on to the ball, but he's looking to throw it downfield. He's not afraid to take chances. And so it could be entertaining if it works. And we need, what we really need above else? We need the Todd Bowles special on Sunday if the Jets are going to win this. We need the classic Bucs overlooking their opponent like Bowles and the Jets. How many times did we start to think they're turning the corner? And then you got the Todd Bowles special. We need that one more time on Sunday. We need it. What we need right now is a beast.
Uno Kung Fu. That game was an F. not enough timing, not enough good work, not enough goods. F.
Now, people are saying you didn't watch the game, Beast. What would you say to that?
You're either full of shit or you are basically sitting on the toilet taking a dump. That game was a complete F. I couldn't bear to watch after 20 to something. I said I turn it off.
JD says, could tell by your morning comments you didn't really watch the game.
Yeah. He's so full of shit, he doesn't even see his eyesight from half past his ass. What a Dunsky.
Now, Beast, how do you watch the game? Because the game wasn't on locally where you're at.
I have First Row Sports on my computer. I can easily do that. Very simple. It's not rocket science. It's simple thumbnail shit. Very easy to spot. And what did help me calm down last night while I was sleeping? George Carlin. He made me laugh yesterday because as bad as I was watching that game, I couldn't bear to watch that. So you know what? I got a good crack out of it of him saying, what's your favorite things to do? Yeah, I'll tell you what my favorite things to do. Porn shops, crack houses, titty bars, gangbangs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh. You guys are going to Tampa. Enjoy yourselves and don't get sunburned.
Hey,
And
Beast,
make
I got
sure-
an extra ticket to the game Sunday. You in?
Yeah. I got to get a babysitter for somebody first.
Who?
You should know by now, Canal.
Bring little Joey to Tampa.
Well, if you get the right, we'll see what happens first because right now, I already took care of my garden.
Hey, Frank
today.
P says you didn't watch the game either. Beast, can you prove you watched the game?
Another clumsy, dumsy, humsy, stumpy. Clumsy, humsy, dumpty. Humpty, Dumpty, 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 Dumpty. I already graded that game an F. It will always be an F. And until I see fit and get some players.
Hey, Beast, if you watch the game on the Jets' first offensive drive,
I had it set on First Full Sports. I was very disappointed.
All right, answer this question then. Because I believe you. I know you were locked in, so you should be able to answer this. On the Jets' first offensive drive, right? What was the play on third down?
It was a bad move. Not so smart. Why
What
was
play?
Why
What
was
happened?
it not that smart? Because it did not have the right.
Describe the play. What happened?
Right now I just want to think about other things right now, like gardening.
Okay.
And you know what I did? You see this? You know what happened this morning?
Oh, I see.
I kind of stabbed myself in the eye while I was doing gardening, but that's okay.
Hey, who was the bad move by the way? You said it was a bad move.
Well, seems like Justin Fields and his whole team didn't produce as much as they did because what were they doing? Too much slacking.
No. Don't tell me about what. No. Don't tell me what they were doing. Tell me about what specifically happened on the Jets' first third down of the game on their opening drive.
What was I doing? I had to.
What did the Jets do? Not you. We know you weren't watching.
They didn't do much. They just didn't have they didn't produce. And then after that, and I was just like, fuck this shit. I could not watch the whole game because after what I saw.
What about any of the game? Is it true you didn't watch any of the game?
Watching part of it because what was I doing at the same time? Running up and down the damn stairs, doing laundry, and also doing the other things as well.
Wait a second. You claim to be a huge Jet fan. You're doing laundry during the game?
Are you gonna start shit? I don't feel like starting shit with you today because after yesterday, not a chance. I don't feel like starting shit today. I'm gonna go into the next room, go get some eye drops, put this shit in my eye, and make sure I'm okay. I'm not gonna even yell and argue with you people today. Why even argue? Why am I even?
Peter Castro says you were ice skating.
I can't skate for shit, you moron. I can't even skate. Not good. I better stick to golf. Mini golf. That's more.
So what did you do yesterday when you weren't watching the game?
I was very busy. I got a life.
Yes.
I'm
yes,
struggling.
you do.
I am not a meatball.
Thank you for the time, Beast. Papa Jet is up next. Hey, Papa.
Nick, you got me?
I got you, Papa. What's up?
I don't know. Maybe we should listen to beast and not watch the game and get a life, maybe, do some laundry, I guess. But, Jake, until, first two games, and what I was hoping with the coaching staff, we at least see a little bit of improvement. But until we stop with the penalties, the turnovers, and getting off the field on third down with our defense, nothing's going to change. And I haven't seen no improvement yet, but I know we got to give them time. But Jake, there was 4 plays that, or 4 things, and I don't know if it was the big fellow or Johnny. They mentioned Stevens on that Cook touchdown run. That was piss poor effort on Stevens. I mean, he gave up so early on that. And then Jake, the first 2 weeks, because Rodgers got us too, is on play action. And even while it's happening, it's almost like you can tell this is play action. And you look at the replays and all 11 players are sucked in. I mean, somebody's still got to contain the outside there. And it's just, the guy catches the ball and there's nobody within 20 yards from him. That's just, to me, that's fundamental football, And as far as Sauce goes, yeah, he had 2 penalties, but he's got to make that play on Allen. Wrap him up or something, And I know Allen does that a lot to a lot of players in the league.
Yeah, but the technique was so bad, to your point. Like,
yeah,
wrap him up, slow him down, lift him up, and wait for help to get there, because no one's expecting you to be able to tackle Josh Allen one-on-one. But if they're going to send Sauce on a blitz, the worst thing you could do is just exactly what he did. You have to wrap up and wait for your teammates to come over and help you complete the tackle.
Exactly.
And we're getting killed at that point anyway, but it's just everything was so bad yesterday. It was disgusting.
Right. And then the last point was I watched, and it was one of the plays that Bosa made. I don't know which one. He made a few. But when I saw the replay, Membu actually did pretty good. He turned his hips and he got him to the inside. But then it was like he stopped. Like his feet, you could see his feet stop, and then Bosa just shrugged him off and went and made the play. And it's like, again, that's fundamental football. You play to the whistle, in the first 3 seconds he had him. And then he just stopped. So and that's coaching. I mean, to me, and one of my previous calls, I mentioned it about fundamental football. I know you shouldn't have to teach it, but I guess you still do, because the Stevens, all that play action, Sauce, and Membu, that's fundamental football. It's just, but I'll be here next week hoping, but
you should come to Tampa with us, Papa Jet. We need you.
I'll be there in spirit, and I'm going to say a prayer for all you guys, because you guys traveling like that, I'm really hoping for a win for you guys. But I'll be there for the Carolina game,
Yeah, win or lose, that will be a lot of fun too, Papa. Good call. It's just tough, man. It's just tough to be having these type of conversations already. 2 games in, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what we need right now. We need to first do this.
Calm your freaky down.
And now we need to then do this. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
Put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Big Cho. Jake.
Big Joe.
What's going on?
Chilling.
I have a question. Is Fields ruled out for Sunday?
He has not been ruled out, but he is in concussion protocol.
So you think he's going to play or no?
I would say it's probably unlikely that he does, but it's not improbable that he does. I think we'll have a better idea by Thursday, because I think if he doesn't practice at least by Thursday, he's probably not playing in the game on Sunday.
Would you rather him sit or do you want him to play?
Well, it's not up to the Jets. It's up to the independent, medical examiner that determines whether or not he passed the protocol or not.
I'm talking about you personally.
If he's healthy, I want him to play. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. I think we need to chill a little bit. It's only 2 games. I didn't like watching the game yesterday. I was all excited. Had my jet skier on. Was looking forward to the game.
What jersey did you wear yesterday, Big Joe?
The white Favre.
The white Favre. Interesting.
Yeah, number 4. I got the Riggins jersey be ready to go. That should bring us luck. Green, John Riggins, 44 for the Tampa Bay game. But
If you say so.
Yeah, man. I I think we're gonna be fine. Think about it this way. We lost the first 2 games. They were at home. That's disappointing. But if you go down to Tampa and we beat them, then you got Miami. We can beat them. So now you're 2-2. Come home and play Dallas. Beat them. That's 3-2. Who do we have after Dallas?
Now, Big Joe, based on what you have seen so far, what gives you any confidence that the Jets are now going to rattle off 3 straight wins?
I just think we are.
Okay.
I got faith in them. I just think we are. Who do we play after Dallas?
After Dallas, I believe they go to London.
Oh, that's right. We play Denver. That's going to be tricky. Denver's pretty good. Then we come back home, and that's when you're doing the Asmaniac meetup.
Now, you are aware that Tampa is also pretty good. Dallas is also pretty good. And you have the Jets winning both those games.
I mean, we got to win some games. We're not going to go freaking 0-16.
I agree with that. Correct. They could go 0-17.
Or 0-17, yeah. I don't think we are. Do you?
No, I do not.
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to win some games. It's week to week with the NFL. You just said yourself earlier that some teams will win games that people think they're not supposed to win. That's all I'm basing it on.
That's correct. I'm just wondering what you saw specifically to feel like they were going to win 3 straight. I hope you're right. I was just wondering.
I guess it's more wishful thinking than anything. I mean, you can't base yesterday's performance and think you'll win 3 straight. But again, it's week to week. We looked good week 1. We didn't look so good week 2. But you also got to look at this and put the game in perspective. Buffalo's pretty friggin' good. I mean, year in and year out since they've had Allen, they have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Is that not correct?
That is definitely correct. Now, can I counter by saying the last 3 years when they have played the Bills at MetLife Stadium, they've all been 1-score games and the Jets have won 2 of them? It was such a good point. It broke Cho's internet, folks. It really did. See, that's what I'm capable of here. All right. I could freeze people with my mind. My takes are that good. Now, Big Cho, call back in and we'll finish your call. I wanted to get your thoughts on this new movie that's coming out. Twins 2. Featuring Beast and Big Cho co-starring. Some super chats here. Spencer Green's in the raffle for 3. He says, let's say we got a 3-point specialist from the corner and a dominant power forward. How do you say we defend him? Men's league game coming up. I'm trying to strategize. Spencer, with all due respect, I don't know if anyone cares about this right now, but I thank you for the super chat. Mark writes in, I hope Glenn is just skating around the media with the tape talk. If he truly doesn't know what's going on in real time, how he's supposed to make in-game adjustments, scary thought. Coaches just say that when they're frustrated and they don't know what else to say. They don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I think Glenn knows what's going on. I think what's concerning is he did have that deer in the headlights look. Like, I don't think he realized what was coming. I don't think he was prepared for the beatdown that was coming. I think he was genuinely shocked. So you got to go back to the drawing board. You got your ass kicked. How do you respond? Cincy Matt says, I know we're 2-0, but can I join in on the pity party? Rest in peace, Toe Burrow. I'm sorry for you, Matt. I've always rooted for the Bengals. I'm a big Burrow fan. That's a tough one for you guys. At least you're 2-0, though, and Browning's not awful. He's a competent backup, right? If you can win 4 more games going into December, you're going to be in the hunt. And you might be better than that because when you have those receivers, like they can make a lot of bad quarterbacks look good. And Browning, I think, is a solid backup. Like he's like Tyrod Taylor. So all hope is not lost. But I feel for you because it just sucks. The NFL's better when Burrow's playing. Big Cho back with us. Big Cho, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What happened?
I think I made such a good point. Your computer just froze.
Nah. No, I was just saying that when you play a good team, you can't have tons of penalties and turn the ball over against a good team. You're not going to be in the game.
I agree with that.
Yeah, you're just not, especially against the Bills.
Would you agree that if the Jets score more points than their opponent, they would win?
I agree with that. That's what we need to friggin' do.
Right.
I agree. So I want the Jets to go down to Tampa and win the game.
Now, Big Cho, what are your thoughts on you and Beastbreaker starring in Twins 2?
I like it. That's a good picture of us.
Like
Beast, what do you think?
Civilized people, you're not up to standards par.
What's up, Beast?
How you doing, Mr. Cho? How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Beast?
Doing good. How's everything for you? Is your back okay?
No, back's not doing well. Going in to get some shots on Wednesday.
Oh, what's wrong with your back?
I'm still having that sciatica, the pain shooting down my legs and out in the outside of my thigh.
I think you got the same thing my grandfather had many, many years ago. He had the same problem. Sciatica going from the back all the way down to the leg. Not a good sign. That's not good. Not a great sign. So if you get that taken care of first. That has to be first. You have to take care of that. Get that out of the way. Do you have insurance?
Yes, sir.
Nobody gives a shit. You're covered then. You should be set. Don't worry. Just think of it this way. After you get this done, you'll be okay. But I got gas right now.
Hey, Big Cho, before I let you run, there was a question that came in from Spencer who says, Cho, say we got a 3-point specialist from the corner and a dominant power forward. How do we defend them? His men's league game is coming up, and he's trying to prepare.
What I would do is I'd play some tight man-to-man, make sure that the 3-point guy doesn't – I would overplay him to make sure he doesn't get the ball, and then I would front the post of the good power forward. Make sure you have security backup to make sure they don't lob the ball after you front the post. Don't let the 3-point guy get the ball.
Well said, Big Cho. Well said. Any other thoughts? Anything happened to you this weekend that was exciting that you could share with the community?
No, I'm just having some really bad back issues, man. I go get some shots Wednesday, and then I see my surgeon a week from Wednesday. So I'm hoping I don't have to get another operation.
Joe, keep us posted, all right?
I will, because I want to make the trip.
Absolutely. We need you there.
Appreciate it. Calm your freaky down.
That goes for everyone in the chat. Let's listen in on Beast yelling at someone incoherently real quick, and then we'll get back to your remaining call. PBM is today's closer.
Shows at this page, this is nothing. It's all meaningless. Maybe it's time we all need to go forwards and say goodbye here. Yeah.
Make sure you have. There's one thing in this world you morons don't have. I got over 33 world belts now. I'm already the hot.
How you guys doing today?
Thing in the world today.
How you guys doing today? You doing good? I know I'm doing a little study work and trying to fix a few things, but I don't have a PayPal. I don't believe in that right now because I don't have a credit card. But good luck to our boys in Tampa. But if we lose, I'm turning the game right off, and I'm gonna go take a nap and probably probably get my legs, fixed up. Nice. Feels good. And Mr. Green, Mr. Spencer Green, I own 33 of them. 33 have already been put in departments. And whoever puts this shit up, I swear to God, I got a baseball bat for that, and or get the shotgun and blast it. Whoever puts this shit up has the lowest IQ of probably cheap toilet paper and bad water in their toilet. I will not accept this kind of rotlical behavior. I will report this to the FCC and the ASPCA. You will not get away with it.
All right, one last call, and then we're done with the show. But I'm going to raffle a Garrett Wilson jersey. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your last chance to enter. Ladies and gentlemen, today's closer is none other than Purple Belt Mike.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
First off, I'm going to do 2 shout-outs. First shout-out, Snowball. Thank you for the shirt. Jiu-Jitsu shirt. I appreciate it. Second shout-out, this is for Beats Customs. Check out these shoes. Nothing good about this season until I got these shoes. Check these things out, everybody. Look, I wanted some Batman Customs. Is the lighting like shit? I'm trying to light on, actually. All right, it's better. So, got the Batman from the movie, the logo, with the little Riddler question mark. And then this one is for the Dark Knight. It says, "Why so serious?" with ha ha ha. The Dark Knight logo. Some Joker inspiration. That is good work. Great work. I love it. It looks freaking awesome. It looks even better in person. I can't really tell how it looks on the phone, but the detail, it's so... I don't even want to wear it, but I have to wear it. That's how good it looks.
BeatsCustoms.com. Get your
Beats
own.
Customs.
Love it.
Yep. And I'm not going to regurgitate what everybody said. Oh, then over there, that's the Wilson jersey, so thanks. Got that today, too.
That came pretty quick.
It did. Yeah, but I'm not going to just, regurgitate everything that everyone has said. But serious questions. I feel like we're going to go 4-13. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. Someone said this, and it was a good point. If all these players that were good are only good under Salah's defense, we're in real trouble. So I hope that's not the case. But I don't know, man. I've been beat up. We've all been beat up. I don't know how some of these people are so optimistic, but I can't. There's nothing optimistic to me that I've seen. Our defense is in shambles, and we can't play offense. So what are we? We're a bottom
We
tier
played
team.
offense the first game. The defense has sucked both games. That to me is a real problem.
I think it's just Pittsburgh being bad.
It could be. But I don't think Pittsburgh's defense is that horrific.
I was thinking about that, but then I started looking at the players that they got, and it's not like Jalen Ramsey is this good player anymore. He's old. He's been getting beat on for years. So I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just being negative, but I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, you confused me, Mike. The season was over after the first game. Then it was, I believe in this coach after that, a day later after that take. Now you're telling us it's 4-13.
I think we overrate our players, and that's what I truly think. I think we're not as good as we think.
So we're 4-13 bad now?
It looks like that. I mean, where are these wins coming from, man? I
Sunday
want
in
to be
Tampa,
wrong.
baby. You coming to Tampa with us?
No. I almost was too, but no. Thank God Chelsea talked me out of that because I was about to do it.
What a great wife.
Yeah.
Did you wash the potatoes?
I didn't. She cooked. She made some pot stickers. I had some shrimp pot stickers. It was good.
Nice. Enjoy it.
I ate already. It was good. Yep. But
all right. Well, your
win,
thoughts
lose, or
on...
tie, we're gonna be here because they got us in because we're suckers. But it is what it is. So I'll be watching.
They're calling you Zero Help Mike.
Not wrong. Definitely not wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, There he goes. The great PBM. It's almost raffle time, folks. Almost raffle time. Spencer Green says, Beast, you only have 22 world belts. That is what I heard. Cincy Matt then wrote, who is bigger on watching tape, Beast or Glenn? Man, I'll tell you what, Beast watches the tape almost immediately. Glenn had to do a presser first before he could even start watching the tape. Beast, you watch a lot of tape, right?
How you doing, Jake? I'm trying to make a phone call here, but you know, if you guys are gonna really be this ignorant towards me and that baby bop picture, you can send that shit straight to hell. Send it straight to hell.
What does that mean?
I don't tolerate that shit.
You don't tolerate what?
That baby bop picture that I saw in there?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I can tolerate that shit. I saw my own goddamn 2 eyes.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh, you don't think I didn't spot that? You think I look like some kind of an idiot?
No, definitely not.
Oh, well, you better review this tape because after today, there will be hell to pay and there will be consequences.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. That baby bop picture that I saw, me in that kind of crap.
I'm not familiar with Baby Bop.
I hated that shit to day one.
You know you called into this show, right? You know you called into a football show, right?
We know that.
But you didn't watch the football game.
That put me in a baby bop.
But you didn't watch the football game, so I'm very confused what you're yelling about. What is going on here? They're calling you Beast Bop in the chat, but I'm not sure why. Hey, why do they call you Beast Bop now? What am I missing?
Because people are morons.
Oh, okay.
People are damn morons. And you wonder why I had problems with my heart? Because I scream a lot because I have to deal with morons with the lowest IQ, probably cheap.
Do you think it had something to do with the Fruit Loops you had for breakfast this morning?
Oh, no. See, I know how people think nowadays. See, people on here, they think very low IQ, very, very cheap, and very sad to the core. That's why.
Hey, Beast, real quick, tell us what happened on the Jets' first drive on 3rd down, the big play that happened there.
Notice on the doctor's thing because I had blood work done 72 hours ago.
But 24 hours ago.
I got a fucking problem.
Literally, probably closer to like 28 hours ago. First drive for the Jets, offensively, 3rd down. What happened?
I have enough fucking problems with life. Trying to put my life back together. I wish you had my life.
You called it to a football show. I'm trying to talk football with you.
Well, thank you very much. Maybe
welcome. You're welcome.
Maybe I'll take a nice break.
You're welcome.
You can't win.
Bullshit. You can take this picture and shove it right. Oh. I ain't fucking it. I gotta. Oh. I fucking. Nobody gives a shit. I fucking mean. I got gas right now. Oh. Whoever the son of a. I am not a meatball. I want your fucking head.
All right, it's time for the Asmaniac raffle, folks. You're ready. I'm ready. We're all ready. Man, you try to talk football with Beast on a football show, and you get that. Unbelievable. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to give away a Garrett Wilson jersey.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Good luck to everyone who entered. There can only be one winner. You're going to win the same jersey we just saw Purple Belt Mike display. By the way, thank you to Bobby Cruz. Says, big fan. Thank you for all your Jets content. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate the super chat. Everyone who supports the show daily, despite the on-field Jet product being horrendous, we try to give you an entertaining, informative, fun show each and every day. All right. If you win, email me, asmanjake@gmail. Your name, your address, the size for the Garrett jersey, and the color. Neil went with a white XL Garrett Wilson jersey on the first show. Who's going to win here on our second show? We find out right now. JR3, ironically, won with a super chat about Garrett Wilson being one of the leaders on the team. JR3, this might be your first raffle win. I think it is. So I don't have your info, but email me, asmanjake@gmail, your size, color you want the jersey in, either black, white, or green, and obviously your address as well. Congratulations. Tomorrow will be the Asmaniac weekly raffle on the show. We will give away the 3 signed jerseys after the weekly appearance from the great Robbie Sabo at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great night. I'm jumping on with Connor Long in 20 minutes. So more broadcasting for me today. Thanks to everyone who listened on radio. And I'll leave you guys with a short clip. I filled in for Michael K today, and I got to interview one of my favorites in the industry. Scott Van Pelt came on. Here's a little snippet of my conversation with SVP talking about the Jets. Go Jets. Hang in there, everyone. And we'll talk to you at 10 a.m.
I'm very disheartened because I thought with Aaron Glenn, things were going to be different. These type of performances were not going to happen. What did you make watching the Bills just absolutely beat down the Jets yesterday at MetLife?
I mean, you live it in a different way than I do as a Jet fan, but it's just from afar, I'm thinking, well, this is to change the characters, but it's the same movie, right? I mean, it's a new quarterback. There was optimism week 1. New coach. There's optimism there, but I think what Buffalo has at the moment is I don't know. They're clearly going to be the bullies of the block, and they jump them early and get ahead. And then once they were ahead, they seem to have Fields in hell. He couldn't get anything going. And so I think that on some level, you just played the gold standard team in the AFC East. So you can kind of just shrug and chalk it up to that. But you at least wanted to be competitive, and you weren't. And so that's where the gulf is, right? It feels very similar to what we've seen in years past as it relates to them just being kind of non-competitive as it relates to the best team in the AFC East. And for the longest, it was New England, and for the moment, it's now Buffalo.
And in terms of just what the expectations were for the Jets, Scott, I don't think anyone thought this team, was destined to win 10 games and be a playoff team. But I think one of the things we as fans were sold with Aaron Glenn is this team will be competitive. This team's going to be well coached, and it felt like that for week 1. I mean, I guess we don't know who any team is just 2 games in, but to your point, it felt like a game that we as Jet fans have seen so many times, no matter if it's Robert Saleh or Jeff Ulbrich, Adam Gase, Todd Bowles, and I think that's why this fan base is down in the dumps today.
Yeah, and I think the thing, Jake, that I say every year, and I mean, I've done it for a long time. I try to get out of like these verbal crutches, but I mean, truly, the first month of the season, what do we really know, right? I mean, last week the headlines were the Detroit Lions, they stink, their offense is awful, or they score 52 the next week. Maybe it's just the Bears aren't very good, right? Maybe that's what we'll learn over time. I think week 1 for the Jets I think they're closer to that than what we saw yesterday. I just think you're grading with a really sharp pencil when you go up against Buffalo, and there's a gigantic gulf between them and probably most teams.
Well, that took it a little too far. Oh, that's 50 times worse. That took it one step too far. Way too far. Too far. They were. I'm gonna let Gator know. Show's over. Show's fucking over. Nobody gives a shit. Enough to worry about. I got a lot. I had blood work done 3 days ago. I'm trying to get my doctors on the line. Like they can't even answer the phone. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna let Gator know that that shit's gonna stop right here. No more of that shit. Well, if I got a baseball bat on me or that big butcher's knife or or my mallet, nobody gives a shit. I don't play. It's called showtime. Playtime's over with.
Hey,
Here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.